Are you ready?
I'm a lady.
And welcome to iDOL Days, the show about iDOL anime. I'm Star.
And I'm Sarah.
And welcome to the Division Rap Battle, baby!
Star, you've been sending me cryptic messages all week, and I need to know what they're about.
I have! That is true. That is a thing that I did. I watched the Rap Boys show.
Wow! Rap Boys.
Yeah, so your girl watched Hypnosis Mic.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's my thing. Here's what I was thinking about while I was watching this show. Is that Sarah, in the first season of our podcast, I got you to watch AKB0048.
Yes, classic. Shaped my worldview.
Yes, this is going to be my AKB0048.
I there are so many things that could mean, and I'm curious on which way it is that.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and start this off. I'm not sure if this would connect to our whole conspiracy theory board in any way. It's just a very buck wild show.
I see.
It's just trying to explain this show is just so blessed and so cursed at the same time.
Blurs.
It's blurs, yeah. And also, the fact that it's a show about rap boys and there are air horns present in the show in multiple places means that I get to go crazy with the sound effects in the editing. Let's go!
Heck yeah!
Yeah, so I am so excited. So basically this show, the whole concept, so it started as it's one of those multimedia project things, but it didn't start with a mobile game. It has a mobile game, but it didn't start with a mobile game. It was like a project of voice actors. And I'm not sure if they did drama CDs, but they did do album releases. And I think they had it so audiences could vote on who they wanted to win the quote unquote rap battle, that kind of thing. And then eventually they got a scenario writer involved. They started writing stuff for the mobile game. And then some of that made it into the anime.
I see. So anime came after game, came after rap battles.
Yes. And so I think they're still releasing DVDs. Based on my Google searches, there's also definitely stage performances
Wonderful
of these rap boys. I'm not sure if they're plays or if they're just concerts, but I've seen many thumbnails of the videos on YouTube.
There you go.
Yep. So the cool thing, I guess cool is an adjective. The thing that's going to make this show easier to cover for us is that there are 12 boys.
12, so many.
Yeah, they can be divided into subunits, though.
Heck yeah.
They are.
I assume it's from the color coding that you sent me in this image.
Yes, so this image specifically I sent you, I think is fan art, but it was the only one I could find that had close-ups on them, and they were all in the picture and were relatively the same size and easy to label. So, we have 12 boys divided into 4 rap boy groups.
Mm-hmm.
And they each have 3 people in them.
Wonderful.
And they each kind of have their vibe, their theme. And the first group I'm going to talk about is the boys who picked an aesthetic and went so hard into the aesthetic.
Oh no.
So the first group is they're called Buster Bros.
Buster Bros.
And they are called Buster Bros because they're all bros. They're all brothers. They're all related.
Oh, I see.
So,
it's what's the name of that one? Hold on. The Jonas Brothers.
Uh-oh. Jonas Brothers. I don't know enough about the Jonas Brothers to confirm or deny.
Neither do
sure.
I.
Aren't there 4 of them, but there were only 3 in the boy band, and there was a whole thing about that?
I know that there's somebody called Bonus Jonas, so yes, sure.
Welcome to our Jonas Brothers podcast!
Where we don't know anything about Jonas Brothers, but pretend to have authority.
We're just going to talk about our ass for 2 hours, which, to be fair, is kind of what we do anyway.
We do. It's true.
Anyway, so, Buster Bros. They went hard into the aesthetic of they are bros, and there are 3 of them.
Wonderful.
So the first one is Ichiro.
Okay.
He's the oldest brother. And
Justin
I
McElroy.
haven't the Justin McElroy. Sarah, you can't. Oh God, reset the counter. It has been 0 episodes since we made a McElroy Brothers reference. So yes, he's Ichiro. He's like the cool older brother personality. He's like the group leader. He's the cool guy. Both of his younger brothers love him a lot and kind of fight for his affection, that kind of thing.
I see.
And then the 2 younger brothers kind of have like a rivalry going. I'm just gonna explain all of them, and then we'll get into what their whole aesthetic shit is.
Sure.
The second one is Jiro. Okay, so Jiro and Saburo, the 2 younger brothers, they kind of sort of remind me of Tamaki and Sogo from Eilish 7. Like a little bit, just a little bit.
I see.
Like, that's kind of what their vibe is a little bit, except instead of being a nice boy, Saburo is a little bit like... Everyone in the show is like a little bit of a dick. His whole thing is just kind of like youngest sibling energy because he is the youngest sibling.
Okay.
And then Jiro, middle sibling energy. He's kind of stupid, but he's doing his best. He's got like the eye style, like the way his eyes are drawn. They're very pointy, but the outer corners are like kind of turned down. So he just looks tired all the time.
I see.
And he's got kind of like a tired smirk on his face all the time.
Tired, smirky boy.
Yeah. And then Saburo is the youngest brother. And like I said, he's got kind of like the youngest brother, not necessarily like a snotty brat type of energy, but like he thinks he's really cool. And he's just kind of like low key. He's like, yeah, I'm a hacker. What about it?
Nice. Like
a little bit. Because yeah, he is a hacker boy.
Hacker boy.
And that's relevant in the plot, but I'm probably not going to bring it up too much. But yeah, so the way these boys look, they all have black hair. It's all approximately the same length, but they've styled it in different ways. Mm-hmm. They all have heterochromia because that's a genetic trait, apparently.
Sure.
I haven't confirmed this, but I'm pretty sure that the kanji in their names translates to first son, second son, and third son, so I hate their parents. I don't know who their parents are, but I think I hate them.
I know that's at least what Ichiro means, so there we go.
And Jiro is definitely 2, and like the kanji in their names is like the kanji for 1, 2, and 3, and then the rho kanji at the end, so I'm like, wow.
They got really pushed into this whole bro vibe, didn't they?
Oh, no, Sarah, it gets worse. So Ichiro, the firstborn, has 1 beauty mark. Jiro, the second oldest, has 2 beauty marks. And Saburo, the third oldest, has 3 beauty marks.
That's how siblings work.
That's how siblings work. I would know. I have siblings. Sarah, can you confirm, as the oldest of 3, that this is totally how siblings work?
Exactly how it works.
Yep. But yeah, so also Ichiro has like kind of the red aesthetic, Jiro has kind of the blue, and Saburo has the yellow, so it's very much first, second, and third player in the fighting game aesthetic. Also, so here's the thing. Each character has like their signature microphone, and they start out looking like just regular black and silver mics, but then they all get magical girl transformations where their mics get fancy and kind of match their own personal aesthetics. And for these guys, they're like their image color, quote unquote, so red, blue, and yellow. And then they have like 2 brass knuckles on the handle of the microphone. And on the brass knuckles, they're sticking up like little letters. And I'm gonna mess this up. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I think Ichiro has FB, I assume for first brother. Facebook. I'm going to look it up really quick because if I get this wrong, the Hype Mic fans are going to get mad at me. Oh, no. So Ichiro's is BB for Big Brother.
Big Brother. I see.
And then Jiro's is MB for Middle Brother. And then Saburo's is not in this picture, but I think it's YB for like youngest brother or something.
They're bros.
No, LB for Little Brother. Here it is. Oh, that's also their rapper names. That makes sense. Each character has individual rapper names. They come up like exactly once in the entire show, so I do not remember them.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. So that's Buster Bros.
Buster Bros.
Remember
They're
them.
brothers.
They're the brother.
They're just brothers.
They're bros. What's up, broskies?
bros?
We're Buster Bros. We're gonna bust your ass with our broness. So that's them. The second group is the Edgy Boys.
Edgy Boys.
These are this is Mad Trigger Crew is their group. MTC. I kept wanting to call them MTG, Magic the Gathering, but it's MTC, Mad Trigger Crew.
Magic
the
the crew.
The crew.
Magic the crew.
Yeah, sure. So there's three boys here. Their leader is Samatoki. He has like white, very spiky hair. He's a Yakuza boy. He's a gangster.
When you showed me, he reminded me of Ranmaru from Udapri.
Udapri. I was like, which show is she talking about? Yeah, he's got the white-haired, edgy anime boy. He looks like Gaku if Gaku had no happiness in his life.
Oh, sad.
He's just so angry.
Angry boy.
So he's the grumpy one. He's a Yakuza. He's a gangster. He's like 20. I don't know how old any of these boys are, but he's like, yeah, I'm gangster. He just doesn't have much like energy that you would expect from like the gangster leader, because like you would expect like more Godfather type Yakuza boss energy, but he's just kind of a dick.
Oh, I see.
Like
I see.
His whole thing is like when we have episodes that center on him and his group, he definitely has a lot of like save the cat moments, which is a screenwriting device, which is basically if you have an asshole character but you still want the audience to like them, you show them being nice. And so he has plenty of those. Like he's not a jerk to the people who work for him. He's just gonna do nice things, but he's gonna have a frown on his face the whole time.
There you go.
Basically, it's like there's one scene later where one of his underlings, it's like he's getting ready to leave, and then Samatoki's just like, oh yeah, by the way, today's your little sister's birthday, right? And he takes his entire wallet out of his pocket and chucks it at the guy. He's like, go get her something nice. You gotta be good for your family. Anyway, I'm gonna pull out another cigarette now.
I see.
Because he smokes like a fucking chimney. Anyway, so that's Samatoki. That's the leader.
Okay.
Then we have Juto. Who is the Kyoya.
He has glasses, so that makes sense.
He's got glasses. He's a dirty cop he's a loose cannon cop who doesn't play by the rules. And his whole thing is just like, he's very self-centered. He wants to advance his career and he will blackmail people into doing what he wants, basically.
The Kyoya.
The Kyoya. Yeah. I mean, if you've seen Ouran High School Host Club,
check off the Ouran High School Host Club reference on our iDOL Days bingo card.
Yep. This is the Kyoya. This is if Kyoya became a cop and wore very stylish gloves and was also a rapper.
I see.
But yeah, as far as appearance, he's got like kind of short, slicked back, but still has a little bit of bang brown hair. He's got like the black suit and the red gloves, which makes you know that he's a badass. Oh, I should be describing their mics too. So like I said, each character gets a special microphone that they get like a little magical girl transformation. Because they start off as normal mics, right? The Hypnosis Mic's the thing they use in the show, and we'll get to what those do when I start describing the plot. Is they start off as just like normal mics, but when a rap battle begins, they literally get like a very brief little like magical girl transformation where the mic glows in their image color, and then the mic like turns into something else, and then they have like their aesthetic that pops up behind them, whatever their various speakers look like. And so Juto's, a lot of the mics aren't actually mics. So Samatoki gets his, and it's like got like a metal skull kind of on the front because you know he's a badass, he's the edgy boy. Juto has not a microphone; he has a police walkie-talkie, and so he raps into the police walkie-talkie, and that's how he does his rap battles.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I saw the music videos that you sent me, Star, and now I understand.
Yeah. So, like, the special boys get their special microphones that are not always microphones. There's one boy that literally has just an entire telephone.
I see.
So that's Juto. And then the third boy is Rio. And I like to describe him as the character that does the tutorial in a tower defense game. He's like an ex-army guy, and he talks in almost entirely military metaphors.
Okay.
And I don't think he has a house. I think he just has various camps and bases just set up around the city, and he just hunkers down there.
Okay.
And one of the gags is he doesn't eat normal food. He's just like constantly cooking like frogs and lizards and shit that he catches and trying to offer them to his teammates. And they're just like, if we don't eat it, he's gonna get sad.
Okay. Got it.
He's like a military veteran, but also a sad puppy, like a little bit.
I see.
And he's got a very deep voice, and he's very serious, and his mic is like a walkie-talkie, but it's like a big boy satellite phone walkie-talkie with like a red ribbon hanging from it to show that he's an edgy boy.
So what's the name of their group again?
Mad Trigger Crew.
Oh, right.
And
Magic the Crew.
Magic the Crew. And so their whole thing is they've got a gangster, a cop, and a military guy. They're serious business, and that's the vibe.
I see.
Okay, so we have Buster Bros, we have Mad Trigger Crew, and now is the weirdest aesthetic of the three, is the aesthetic that doesn't really go together. This is the asterisk of this group, but they're a lot less infuriating, because honestly, I really like 2 out of 3. So this is Fling Posse.
Fling Posse.
That is their Fling Posse. That is their name. Don't think about it too hard.
Okay.
So there's 3 of them, and they all have very different aesthetics. So the first one is Ramuda, and he is the pastel, cutesy, Shibuya fashion designer boy. He's got like pink hair with like a gradient towards purple at the ends, and he always kind of talks like his nose is just a little bit plugged. Hi, I'm Ramuda, and Star hates my voice, but he doesn't always talk like that, thankfully.
I see.
Because he does have his slight spoilers. He's got a dark side.
Oh, I see.
And when he speaks with a dark side, he actually has like a really deep voice that sounds like normal and very intimidating. And I'm like, can you talk like this all the time? And he's like, no, I'm Ramuda. And I'm like, God damn it.
I see.
Oh, hiya, it's me, Ramuda. Anyway, so that's him. He's probably the most recognizable of these 3, of these like 12 boys.
Because he has
like,
pink hair.
I look at him because he has the pink hair, yeah. And so like the rest of them, if I looked at them, was like, before watching this anime, I'd be like, I don't know what show these guys are from, but I know that pink-haired little bitch. There he is.
I would look at him, and I actually, like, if I saw this design out in the wild, I'm like, that's probably a Danganronpa.
Honestly, you're not wrong, though. You're not wrong. He'd be the one who lasts until, like, the final round and then gets accused. He's, like, the last person to get accused of murder and then die in a cool way.
Yes, yeah. That's the vibe I get from his design.
Actually almost does happen. Oh! Anyway, that's actually a very accurate description of his character given the plot in the anime. But anyway, so the second person in Fling Posse is Gentaro.
This has Star vibes on him when I look at him.
God, yes! So his whole thing is that he is a fancy boy, but he's not just a fancy boy, he's an old-timey fancy boy. The subs have him talking with, like, thou art. He talks a little bit Shakespeare.
So
like
he's Urianger Final Fantasy XIV.
I'll take your word for it, Final Fantasy XIV, a game that I've only played like 2 hours of.
That's okay. It's a character that one day when you get back in it, I know he'll be your favorite too.
Is he hot?
You'll see.
What's his name? And how you spell it?
I'll send it to you later.
Aw, come on. All right, but fair, we are podcasting right now. Anyway, so he's like the fancy lad. He always wears like kind of traditional. It gives me like, I'm not sure if this is accurate to the time period, but when I look at him, I think 1900s Japan. Like very traditional style clothing. His whole shtick is he's a writer.
Ooh.
And he's the one with the microphone that is an entire telephone, but it's like one of those fancy telephones where like you can pick up the bell separately and you can talk into it. And then there's like the other part with like the handle. It's like very old stylish type of phone. You look up pictures if you don't know what I'm talking about.
I know. I can picture exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's like the part you talk into is connected. It's like a little bell shape connected to a wire, and you got to like hold that separately.
Just, a microphone.
Two-handed telephone. A microphone, yeah. And then there is DAYS.
Oh, edgy.
And I forgot to describe kind of what Kentaro looks like. He's got like lightly tousled brown hair that's like a little bit long. He's got like these kind of like soft green eyes. Also, he's like a little bit of a bitch because his whole thing is just like, oh, that was a lie. I lied to you because I wanted to see your reaction. Anyway.
Oh, I see.
Like I said, all these boys are like a little bit jerks in their own kind of way, except for like one of them who I'll get to. But anyway, so the last boy is DAYS. He's the edgiest one of this crew, of the Fling Posse crew. He's got like blue hair in kind of like a mullet, but it's not really a mullet. It's like, what's that one red-haired Final Fantasy character where he's got like the mop of red hair and then like a really long ponytail? Like a low ponytail. There's a Final Fantasy character that looks like that.
I would recognize it if I see. Which game?
It's like Reno or something.
That would make sense.
Is his name. But anyway, he's got kind of the same thing. He's got like his hair is it's like it's not really a mullet, but it's just like it's like long and choppy in the front, but then it gets real long and he kind of like holds it over his shoulder and he's got like blue spikies. I'm doing a terrible job at describing this character. All the DAYS fangirls are going to come for my ass. But anyway, he also has like an earring that I think is not an earring because it's attached to his hair, but it's like this long beaded thing that kind of like goes behind his ear.
So he's a 90s kid.
Sure. And his whole personality is that he has a gambling addiction.
That's not good, DAYS.
He's got a crippling gambling addiction.
You were set up to fail with that name, kiddo.
I know, right? And I forget what his mic is. I think it's just solid gold.
I see.
You know, he likes money. That's his whole thing. He likes to gamble. There might be DAYS on it somewhere, or that just might be his name. I can't remember. I don't remember seeing that, but I wouldn't put it past them. So that's Fling Posse.
Fling Posse.
Yep. This is the mixed aesthetic boys.
I see.
Anyway, so then the last group is probably my favorite. I enjoy these boys. Cool. I'm not like super crazy fangirly over them, but I enjoy them. They're cute. This is Matenro. Yes. I don't know what that means, but they are the Matenro boys. So there's 3 of them. I'll describe their leader first. So each of these 4 units has a leader. And so their leader for this one, this is Jakurai. He is long gray hair that like goes down to like his knees, but it's like dark gray on top and it's almost like kind of a light gray lavendery underneath it, which like hell yeah, doctor.
Yeah.
That's a sick aesthetic. How can you work in a hospital without tying your hair back is my question, but anyway.
So he's a doctor of medicine?
He is a literal doctor of medicine.
I see.
All 3 of these boys have jobs. This is the jobs unit.
The jobs unit.
I mean, the same is true for Mad Trigger Crew, but these guys are employed. So yeah, he's a doctor. He's usually wearing like a lab coat type thing. He's very soft-spoken, kind of like neutral. He's one of those ones where it's like people are suspicious that he's got a dark side, but like the cops can't ever prove it.
It's like whenever I play Among Us and all of my friends kick me out, even though I'm not the person, I just seem suspicious.
Well, he does threaten to, what's the word? When you're playing pool, I guess to hit a pool ball into a man's genitals once. That's a thing that does happen in the show.
Ooh.
And I got to watch that happen.
I see.
Him threatening to do it, not him actually doing it, but
shame.
They linger on it for a very long time. Anyway, so that's him. He's got the very deep voice.
Ooh, deep voice.
And then also his mic is like one of those, it's a microphone, but it is also one of those little stands that you hang IV drips from.
Of course.
And it does have an IV drip hanging from it.
Of course, I see.
And he's like one of 2 or 3 special characters in this show that have like special rap abilities that they do not tell you about until it becomes relevant, and only like 2 or 3 characters have them.
Oh no.
I would assume everyone has them, but not everyone gets theirs in the show.
Okay, gotcha.
He's the healer. Surprise, surprise.
Yes, because he's a doctor.
He can rap, and then it reinvigorates his buddies.
I see.
Very strong aesthetic. The next one is Hifumi.
Okay.
And he's the blonde one with the green. Like, all three of these boys have, like, under highlights.
I gotcha.
Like, the underside of their hair is kind of a different color. So Hifumi's hair is blonde, but it's got, like, kind of acid green, like, flippy-doos.
Okay.
Kind of, like, throughout. He is the best host in Tokyo.
Whoa.
Or Shinjuku, or whatever, wherever they're from. I forgot.
Or on High School Host Club.
Or on High School Host Club, mixed in with the split personality blonde guy from Udapri.
Gotcha.
But only a little bit, because his thing is when he takes off his jacket, he becomes scared of girls.
Okay.
I don't know why the jacket has anything to do
What
with
a
that.
lame gimmick.
Maybe it's like a weighted blanket.
Maybe.
And it makes him feel calm. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, that's Hifumi. That's him.
Okay.
He's chill. But anyway. And then the last guy is Dopo.
Okay.
They call him like a nickname versus a Nicholas name, where like a nickname is like you shorten it for like a nickname, but then a Nicholas name is you elongate it for affectionate like name calling.
Yes.
They call him Dopamine in the show, or at least according to the subtitles, because in the Japanese they're definitely saying Dopochin, which is just like kind of a silly nickname, like adding the thing at the end.
Dopamine is fun.
It's like the subtitles made it Dopamine, and I'm like, yeah, that's acceptable.
Good job, subtitlers. That's cute.
I like that. I'm not sure if that's official, but I like it either way. He's got like red hair that kind of hangs in his eyes. He's got like dark circles under his eyes. His little hair flippies are like teal. He's got like some teal under hair flippies. And I swear to God, in every single promotion image, he is sticking his tongue out. And I'm like, put that back in there. Put that back where it belongs. Put that back in your mouth. Stop sticking your tongue out. It's not sexy. You look dead.
Blech.
Which I guess he is dead inside.
Maybe that's the vibe. Trying to make him look dead inside.
Yeah. He is like a doormat of a salaryman. He like works at a medical supplies company, and people are always offloading their work onto him. And then he gets really pissed off about it, and then he raps really good.
Wow, I love that.
He reminds me of someone. There is definitely another anime character that he reminds me of, and I cannot for the life of me remember who. I'm probably going to remember at like midnight tonight. I'll be laying in bed and I'll sit straight up and be like, he reminds me of this fucking character! But for right now, I can't remember.
I see.
Anyway, so those are our 12 boys. It took me 30 minutes.
There's 12 boys.
There's 12. Oh, Dopo's thing is like a little flip phone cell phone. That's what his microphone is.
Because he's an office boy.
Because he's an office boy. I forgot what Hifumi's is. I think his is pretty normal.
Gotcha.
But anyway, so those are the boys. Real quick, I'll run down them just one more time. Your cram session for the boys, because there are 12 of them. The first unit is Buster Bros.
The Jonas Brothers.
The Jonas Brothers, which Ichiro, Jiro, and Sabudo, 1, 2, 3 in order. And then we have the Mad Trigger Crew.
Magic
the
the Crew.
Edge Boys. Magic the Crew. We've got Samatoki, the gangster. We've got Juto, the dirty cop. And we got Rio, the sad puppy of a military veteran.
Yes.
And then we have Fling Posse, which is led by Ramuda, the pastel cutesy boy with the dark side. Danganronpa. We've got Gentaro, who is the writer, fancy lad. And we've got DAYS with a crippling gambling addiction.
Bad name for him.
And then we have Matenro, who is led by Jakurai, the doctor. And then we have Hifumi, the host club boy. And then Dopo, the office worker doormat.
Wonderful.
Behold our boys.
Love these guys.
These glorious rap boys.
Tell me how they interact with this world.
Okay, so now that we're getting into like the actual plot of the show, there's 13 episodes, and they can be pretty evenly divided into 3 sections.
Okay.
Which is going to be nice. So the first section is episode 1 through 5. So basically the first episode introduces us to all of the groups, and kind of the world as well. And then, so we are introduced to the lore. I'll go ahead and start. We're introduced to the lore of this world. which is, it starts with an announcement like 3 years before the start of the series that a government party called the Party of Words has taken over the government.
Wow.
They've done a coup. They've taken over
Seeing
it.
this AKB vibe already.
Oh yeah, except this party is all led by women because men are stupid and violent. And so from now on, manufacture of all weapons is illegal.
Okay.
Weapons are banished.
That doesn't seem that bad.
And all conflicts will be settled through a new item called a Hypnosis Mic.
Oh, I see.
So basically, if you got a problem, I'll solve it. It's time to rap until the other guy explodes.
Okay.
Welcome to Hypnosis Mic.
I'm so happy.
That is the plot.
I'm thrilled.
So the first episode kind of introduces us to all 4 of the groups. They each get like 5 minutes of screen time to kind of show we're the rap boys and this is our gimmick. These are the next rap boys and this is their gimmick, etc. And that's the entire first episode. And then episode 2, 3, 4, and 5, each unit gets an episode to themselves to kind of establish who they are and what their deal is.
Got it.
And then episode like 6, 7, 8, and I think 9. Is 9 included in that? No, it's just episodes 6, 7, and 8. And this is the part where they start introducing a lot of other stuff that
I'm so excited.
Won't really get resolved in the anime.
Oh,
and
no.
so, like, Sarah, when I was messaging you gleefully about some of the dumb shit that happened in the show, those all took place during me watching the first 5 episodes.
Oh, how wonderful.
Episode, like, the prelims episode, when they actually start doing, like, the rap fights, that happens in, like, 6, 7, and 8. This is kind of where they started to lose me.
Oh no.
Because I was like, okay, why are we doing that? Why are we doing this? I just want to see the rap boys fight. Okay. And then the actual rap tournament arc that happens toward the end of the series, that's episodes 9, 10, 11. That's like 9 and 10. And then 11.
Gotcha.
And that's like the finals. And then those episodes were pretty good just because they have like the really extended rap fights, and those are of course the coolest part of the show. And then the last 2 episodes, episode 12 and 13, we'll talk about them.
Okay, we'll see. Okay. All right. Let's go.
All right. So there's 2 characters here that I did not send you pictures of.
Okay.
We have like the Prime Minister.
All
She's
right.
an evil lady. And we
right.
have a woman I'm going to call the Prime Minister's like assistant.
Oh, yes.
She's also an evil lady.
Gotcha. 2 evil ladies.
Yep, they'll come up. I'm not going to go into them because they're not super important. They're just like the evil people who are just here and they wax evil occasionally.
Okay.
But yeah, so after this introduction to the lore of the world, how we got here, we get the OP.
Uh-huh.
It's exactly what you think it is. It's each boy taking a
Rapping
turn rapping, and then they all
boys.
rapping boys, and then they all take turns singing the chorus.
Hypnosis action and corruption 預け飛ばす lyrics のティラスの僕に襲来
I would like to say I saw this and I love the fact that the word bullshit is canonically part of the
Oh,
OP.
yes! Sarah! That's something that I forgot to mention, that I posted in the Discord, and I think it threw a lot of people off. At the beginning of every episode, if you watch this on Funimation, there is a mature content warning for this show, because these boys do say fuck.
They curse in English.
They say fuck occasionally in English. Yeah, there's literally, I forget which one it is, but there's a rap battle where Samatoki, the gangster boy, literally says just like, fuck this shit. And in English, and it comes up on screen because like when they're rapping, the lyrics pop up on screen like a really stylish music video. And it says F asterisk asterisk K this shit. And I'm like, he said a bad word.
He said a bad word. The gangster boy said a bad word.
He said a bad word. Oh my god. Someone tell the teacher. Anyway. So, episode 1 is divided into the 4 rap boys. So the first rap boys we see are Buster Bros.
The brothers, Jonas
We have a
Brothers.
scene involving them. So the two younger brothers, Jiro and Saburo, are following, like, sneakily, like, a shady guy who is from another question mark rap gang, question mark?
Okay.
But he doesn't have a cool outfit, so you know he's just an NPC. He goes into this abandoned warehouse, the other boys follow, and surprise! It's an ambush!
Uh-oh.
There's a whole bunch of other dudes, and they're surrounded, and
Uh-oh.
all the guys who have surrounded them reach into their pockets and whip out their mics.
Uh-oh. That's like a gun, but worse.
No, Sarah, I'll talk about it in a second, but there's a very good comparison to this shit that I can draw.
No.
So they all whip out their microphones in threatening poses. They're holding them kind of like, it's like, yeah, we're gonna get you. Pulls out a microphone.
Oh, no.
And then the two younger brothers are like, oh no, we're surrounded, what do we do? And then I keep wanting to call him Jiro. Ichiro appears, and he's like standing on the banister, and he's got his microphone, and he's like, what's up, little brothers? I am here to save the day. And all the rival guys are like, no, we sent people to take care of you. And he's like, yeah, they were fucking chumps and their raps were weak. Let's go, bros. And they begin rapping.
Wonderful.
Is this one of the videos I sent you? I'm not sure.
You sent me one of the Buster Bros rapping, but I
Yes.
don't know if it was this one.
It was the one from season 2, or episode 2.
Wonderful.
So basically, the way these raps work, like aesthetically, is that when the mics come out and the boys start rapping, they do their quick little, like, magical girl microphone transformation where they hold it out dramatically and it glows for a second and then turns into his other mic. And then things will just appear behind them, and each boy has a unique thing, and I'm probably not going to go into it too much, but, like, usually the things are, like, very stylized speakers because they're rapping, you see.
I see.
And this reminded me of something. So, like, when I was sitting here taking notes for this show, especially the final episodes where the rap battles take, like, more than 2 minutes because they're going back and forth, I felt like I was narrating a Pokemon battle.
Oh, wonderful.
But then I realized, because it's like, okay, they've got, like, these mics, and as they rap, like, things will pop up. Like, sometimes they're animals. Like, Samatoki's got a thing for skeletons. Rio, the military guy, has, like, holographic army people who, like, come up and, like, shoot the other rap boys. And, like, this is how they fight. And I'm like, this is almost like a Pokemon battle. But no, it's not a Pokemon battle, because the rap hallucinations, the rap holograms are not fighting the other rap holograms. They are fighting the other contender. This is not Pokemon.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh.
This is Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes. Banished to the Shadow Realm. These boys.
This is rap Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you lose the rap battle, you get blasted by lasers / sent to the Shadow Realm.
Yes, it is exactly that. Big hard agree.
Like, literally every time that, like, they use their big finishing rap move, in my head I said to myself, and I use my rap hallucinations to attack your life points directly! And they get blasted with lasers! And I'm like, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! For adults!
Hypnosis Mic already has Magic the Crew. They need to make their own trading card game.
I know! What is it? Weiss Schwarz that has,
Yes.
like, the anime tie-in card game? Where's the Rap Boy
Give
anime
us a
tie-in
Rat
card
Boy.
game?
Yes.
Because they have the Yu-Gi-Oh! Potential. So, like, when you're imagining these rap battles, Sarah, Sarah and our audience, I need you to imagine these are Yu-Gi-Oh! Fights, but instead of a card game, they're rapping at each other.
I can picture this
And
immensely and beautifully.
Yes. So, that's what happens, is, like, these boys, all the microphones come in behind them, and, the Buster Bros overall aesthetic kind of reminds me of just, like, they're kind of, I don't want to call them vanilla street gang, or, like, street art style, because that sounds mean, but it reminds me very much of, like, the kind of punk street art type of thing that you would see in, say, The World Ends With You.
Yes.
Like, it's street art, but it's fashion, and it has a very, like, clear, bright, colorful aesthetic that I'm actually These boys have my favorite aesthetic of the 4. I love this vibe. It reminds me of World Ends With You, which is a game I love very dearly. And they've got like these really bright colors, and I love it.
Cute.
So they rap. And then when their rap is finished, the other gang members literally explode.
They get sent to the Shadow Realm.
They get sent to the Shadow Realm. Scene 2, Mad Trigger Crew, the gangster boys.
Magic the Crew.
Yep. There is a drug deal happening at the docks.
Uh-oh.
And then suddenly the 3 rap boys appear and say, hey, dealing drugs isn't cool, bro, but like edgier and cooler.
Hey, kids, don't deal drugs. All you gotta do is get some rapping hooks.
Yeah, you know what? We're keeping it that, yeah.
It's like a Dare PSA level rap.
A, yeah, D, I don't do drugs. A, I got no attitude. R, I will respect myself.
Hi.
I will educate me now.
Hey, listeners, if you didn't know that we grew up in the 2000s, we're
Late
90s kids.
Early 2000s anti-drug songs. Yay! We had to sing that for the school program at least once.
I've sung that one too.
Oh my god. Early 2000s, baby, let's go!
And it looks like these boys are also in the DARE program and also rapping about it, ?
Oh yeah. Listen, I would agree that these boys are also probably in their late 20s, early 30s, because this is the vibe. They're here to bust this drug deal. Because they are, I will respect myself. And they don't do drugs.
But I think they do have an attitude.
No, they definitely have an attitude. And they're like, get educated, bro. And then they rap at them, and the drug dealers explode into flames.
Into the Shadow
These men
Realm.
are dead, except they're not dead because it cuts immediately to them being escorted away by the police.
Oh, well, that's okay then, I guess.
Yeah, so that's what Mad Trigger Crew is up to.
I love that the one led by, like, a mafia leader is like, oh, drugs is where I draw the line.
No, yeah, though. I think, to be fair, his biggest thing with drugs is, like, you're dealing drugs in my house.
Oh, I see. His territory. He doesn't want competitors. That makes sense.
Yeah, see, Juto's the one who goes to elementary schools and teach kids how to not do drugs. Say no to peer pressure and street smarts.
And Samatoki's the one like, oh, the only people allowed to do drugs are the people who give me a cut of it.
Yeah, basically. And Rio's just like, I cooked this frog. He's like hiding in a bush. He's like, I have cooked the local wildlife.
Yes.
For sustenance. Anyway, so that's what they're up to. Meanwhile, Fling Posse, the aesthetically messy boys.
Yes.
DAYS has a gambling problem. We know this. And he shows up to the other boys and he's like, I need money. And they're like, we don't have any money, and even if we did have money, we wouldn't give it to you because you're just going to gamble it all away.
And he's like, but Genshin Impact has a new girl out, and...
And I really need... There's a character who's like a gambler, and it's her whole thing. It's my aesthetic, and I love her, and I must have her. And she's got huge bazonga-donkers.
Huge, big bajoongalongles.
And then they released another character who has even bigger bahunga-jonga-dos.
So I need money for this gambling problem I have.
Yeah, he apparently mostly plays the slots, but I'm willing to say that in my headcanon, he definitely plays gacha games.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, that's his whole thing.
Yep.
So then the other boys are like, I have an idea of how we can get some money, and Ramadua goes outside his place of business with, like, he's a fashion designer.
Oh, I see.
And he makes a donation box, and they begin busking.
Oh.
Busking makes me feel good, and they begin rapping, but their rap style is kind of like a soft, upbeat rap that like you'd hear in a stylish department store.
So not like the kind that would make someone burst into flames, like in the second episode.
Yeah, because this one, what they do here is just girls start flocking to them, and they're like, oh my god, it's Ramuna, it's Fling Posse, oh, these beautiful boys! And they just start throwing their money into this donation box, and then DAYS is like, fuck yeah, gambling money! But then there's too many girls, and they have to make a run for it, and for some stupid fucking reason, they don't take the donation box with them, so haha, they don't get the money. LOL shenanigans.
I see.
Mm-hmm. So, and then there is Matenro, our final group of boys. The 3 boys are at the hospital where the Dr. Jakurai works. There's a lot of cops around because apparently someone they're treating there is an anti-Party of Words terrorist.
Okay.
And you will remember that the Party of Words is the party led by the evil women who started the whole Hypnosis Mic, all other weapons are banned thing.
Okay.
And so one of the people there is like an anti, and he's being treated at the hospital, so there's a lot of cops around to make sure that he doesn't fuck around.
I see.
But then suddenly there's a scream, and the patient has allies who have taken a nurse as a hostage to the roof, and they have a knife!
Uh-oh.
And an illegal mic that I don't think is any different from the regular mics, which makes me wonder, how does one get access to a microphone? What's the Hypnosis Mic control policies look like? How easy is it to get your hands on a Hypnosis Mic? Because they always say it's like, if it's in the hand of an enemy, it's an illegal mic, but there's no visual distinction.
Well, it's like if someone is trading a gun, right? That they stole.
Sure. I mean, I think so far the only way we can tell is that when he takes it out of his jacket pocket, there's a little red sparkle that appears on it. He's like, shing! And they're like, an illegal mic!
Oh, I see.
Anyway, so the rap boys commence their rapping, and one of Jakurai's rap aesthetic things is that a bunch of, spooky tendrils come down from the sky and they distract the terrorists, and the hostage is able to get away, and then I wrote in my notes, the terrorists get exploded by rap magic.
Sent to the Shadow Realm.
And then I have a little note here. The random bad guys brandishing mics reminds me of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Gun censorship. Except instead of removing the guns, they were replaced with pretty generic-looking microphone.
Yep.
Because unless you're a special rap boy and you get a mini Magical Girl Henshin moment where your mic goes from normal to themed and badass.
Yep. Incredible.
This is just, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! But with rap boys.
Yu-Gi-Oh! But with rap boys.
And then so episode 1, we have a little epilogue of the evil women, the Party of Words people musing about how they have something called a division battle coming up, and we don't know what that is, except it's the title of the anime. And that's episode 1.
Wonderful. Got these boys, got that Shadow Realm. Let's see what happens.
Yep. Anyway, episode 2. So this is the start of the episodes where we start getting to know the boys in more detail.
Okay.
So this first solo ep is for the Buster Bros. This is a Buster Bros episode. So the 2 younger brothers, Jiro and Saburo, are going to meet with their older brother in a park, but then they find out that Jiro is stupid and he told him to go to the wrong place, and so now they're just alone and they're waiting and they're like, wait, where's our big bro? Where is he? But then they get ambushed by the rival rap group.
Is this just
from
what
the
happens?
previous episode.
The 2 kids go out on their own and then they're like, this is fine. Oh, I'm about to get murdered. Is that just the pattern of life?
I'm about to get murdered. Yep. And so, but Sarah, it's not murder, it's rap battle.
It's rap
They're
battle.
about to get embarrassed in a terrible rap battle.
Terrifying.
But then, as they're being ambushed, Ichiro calls. And it's like, hey, where are you guys? And the younger brothers are like, yeah, we're cool. We're at the other park, but we're getting ambushed by those dudes from yesterday. And Ichiro's like, oh, okay, I'll be there in a sec. And the other, the rival guys are like, oh, shit, Ichiro's coming. Fuck! Get out of here! So that happens. That's kind of the opening scene. The whole idea is Ichiro is very intimidating and the other 2 are less so, but they're still good boys.
I see.
So we cut to the next scene. Ichiro is at a cafe. He gives a flash drive to another dude. We never see this again.
Okay.
But basically this now establishes that he is in the cafe. And suddenly a dude busts in.
Oh.
And he's packing heat. And by heat, I mean he has a mic in his
Microphone.
hand and a whole bunch of mics strapped to his chest.
What the? Wait,
a
hold
freaking
up.
bomb.
Wait,
No. He says the cops are chasing him and they're paused in the doorway and he reveals all these mics and everyone gasps. And he's like, you know what'll happen if these people get hit by the vibes from all these mics simultaneously. And the police back off because now it's a hostage situation.
So wait, they decided that weapons aren't allowed, but then they're also like, but we can have this, which can apparently kill a man immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have like 20 microphones and if you hold them all super close to each other and turn them all at the same time, I mean, this could realistically happen in real life. It just makes a noise that is so obnoxious that you pass away immediately.
I see,
Like
yes.
the microphone feedback when you get 2 mics plugged in at the wrong way.
Yep, I agree.
I
Someone will
believe
die
it. I believe it.
People could
that
die
shit
from
can
that.
shatter glass. Yeah. Or at least go deaf. Anyway, so Ichiro is now involved in a hostage situation. The younger bros are at home, hanging out, and they see the robbery on the news. And Ichiro is inside. Oh no! And he doesn't have his microphone. Oh no! Why doesn't he have it? We don't fucking know.
Maybe there's no open carry laws. Or concealed carry.
Maybe.
Maybe he's not allowed to have it in there.
Maybe so. I don't know. It's literally, it's like you would think that these rap boys would carry their microphones everywhere because this is the only time that this ever happens where a rap boy is without his mic. And it just happens to be the one scene where a character needs a mic and doesn't have it. And I'm like, really?
Yep.
Really, guy? Ichiro, you're losing some cool points here, bro. You gotta be responsible. You gotta remember to bring your shit with you. It's like leaving your house keys at home. Anyway, so the younger bros see that he's in this hostage situation on the news, but he doesn't have his microphone. Oh no! So they run to the crime scene to give it to him, and but all the windows are boarded up, so they can't see inside. And so Saburo, the youngest brother, elite hacker, hacks the security cameras on his iPad to like try and see inside.
Okay.
Meanwhile, inside, the evil guy, the hostage dude, he's basically like starting to torment some of the civilians. And Ichiro's like, hey, if you're gonna torment somebody, torment me because I'm like a big shot or whatever. And then this rando bank robber hostage guy starts rapping at Ichiro, and Ichiro's like, yeah, fuck, I can't stand up to this guy without my microphone. Fuck. It's like, I can't do shit here because he gets rapped at. And I don't think he explodes, but he gets like knocked to his knees. And he's like,
it's a problem when you leave your Yu-Gi-Oh deck at home.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I can't whip out my deck here. Can't whip out my mic here because I don't have it. Why didn't I bring my microphone with me? Of all the days!
Of all the days.
Anyway, so he basically gets knocked on his ass and he's laying down, and the brothers see him through the security camera and notice that he's looking at something. By the powers of deduction and like 3D modeling, like super pan-arounds, they see that he is looking through a window that isn't being blocked by a bunch of police. So they go around back and they bust in the window with a soccer ball. There was a whole thing earlier about Jiro being really into soccer and like being able to do cool shit. And so they bust in the window with a soccer ball, and then they throw Ichiro his mic, and then all 3 of the brothers are there, and they take down the evil guy with the power of rap music, and then the robber explodes
Yay!
with the power of rap music.
Was this
Yay!
the video you sent me of them, Star?
Yes, this is the one that I sent you.
I like how in the middle there's like a children's song sort of thing about how much they like cleaning up the town.
Yeah, it's very silly, but I like it.
Wonderful.
Like, these first couple of episodes, I actually think are, like, pretty decently written. Like, there's a definite, like, setup and payoff of all the things that they're introducing. Because, like, earlier on in the episode, they have a scene of, like, the younger brothers watching soccer together. And Jiro's, like, fanboying about, like, oh my god, he did this super cool technique. It's what happens when you kick it. And then it does this thing. And it's, like, a super fast kick. And then he uses that later in the episode to break through the window.
Cute.
And it's just a good example of, like, establishment and payoff. And this episode does it pretty well. All of these early episodes tend to do that pretty well. They continue to do it throughout the anime, but towards the end, there's just so much going on. It gets kind of convoluted. But, like, these first 5 episodes are honestly really well written.
Nice.
In my opinion. Like, I was also just kind of swooned by the hype of this show is ridiculous and I'm having so much fun. The hype of the mic, yeah. It's just like, this show is so ridiculous and I'm having such a good time. There's probably like shit that could be done better here, but honestly, I'm having such a good time, I don't care. That's like the vibe of the first 5 episodes or so.
Heck yeah.
Later on, it gets a little messier, but right now we're focused on the first few episodes.
Okay.
Yes. So, episode 3. It's time to talk about the Matenro boys.
Oh.
And this one is a murder mystery whodunit episode.
I mean, it makes sense. There's a doctor.
There's a doctor, yeah. So, the doctor guy, he's like at his work, and they show that he's a good doctor, and he's like very nice to all his patients, as a good doctor should be. He's also quote unquote friends with like a detective and his little detective assistant, and the detective is like, I suspect that you have a secret dark evil side. That's it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Hifumi is at work, and we see him being a host boy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we skip to Dopo. He is the very overworked salary man, and just like, it's time for him to go home, but then like everyone comes and dumps their work on him. He's like, oh shit, Dopo, I have a date tonight and I need to leave early. Can you take care of this huge stack of papers for me? Thanks, bro. And then like 2 more people do that with like various excuses. And then his like fucking old guy boss comes over and drops the thing. He's like, I don't even have an excuse. I just want to go home. You do this for me.
Rude.
And he's just such a fucking doormat, and it's so sad. He's got like the dark circles under his eyes, and I'm like, oh, buddy, stand up for yourself, lad. Anyway, so he's already having a bad day. But then he goes home to him and Hifumi's shared apartment, and there's a dead guy on their couch.
I hate it when that happens.
I know. Don't you hate it when you get home from a long day at work and there's a dead body on your couch?
Yep, the worst.
God, I know I hate that. That's happened to me so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so he freaks out and he's about to call the cops, but he's like, wait, what if Hifumi has something to do with this? I don't want to get him in trouble. Hifumi, what did you do? Why is there a dead guy on our couch? And Hifumi's like, what are you talking about, bro? I'm going to come home now. And then Hifumi comes home and he's like, wow, that sure is a dead guy on our couch. Did you do that? And Dopo's like, no, I didn't kill a guy on our couch. And then the police show up, even though no one called them, and they're like, oh shit, we better get out of here before they blame us for this. Bye.
Oh, that's a choice they made, yes?
No, I'm like, what are you doing? Where are you what are you Okay, I guess they're running from the police now. So Jakurai, the doctor, happens to be in the neighborhood, and he helps them get away in
so
his
did they all
car.
know Jakurai at this point in the story?
Yeah, cool. No, they all are, like, all of these people are well established. They've already been rap boys for a while. Yeah, so like, this is not a meeting, the group meeting for the first time. These boys have known each other for a while.
Okay.
In every instance. So they get away in his car, and they're like, what the fuck happened? Who could have done such a thing? And they find out by like, they end up calling some of the other rap boys, and this is a fun thing that the first 4 episodes do, is they show that like the other rap boys are still connected to the other groups, because they'll occasionally just like call each other just to have the other groups cameo in that episode.
Fun.
Yeah, they did it in the last episode. I can't remember exactly what they did. But in this episode, they call the Magic the Crew gang.
That makes sense.
Mad Trigger Crew. And they're like, hey, we think one of our guys is being set up.
Do
you know anything about it?
Yeah, we have this body. Did you do that?
Yeah, there's this corpse. Do you know where that came from, out of curiosity? And they say no, but they are able to get security camera footage of a guy entering their building, and Hifumi recognizes it as a former host from his club. And he's like, oh, I used to work for that guy, but he had a bad side, and he was a bad guy, and he doesn't work there anymore. Maybe he's the one who did this.
Dun, dun.
And so they go around, and they like go to a bunch of different clubs looking for him, and they're beating up the people there for info. This is the scene where Jakurai threatens to shoot a pool ball into a man's dick.
Wonderful. We appreciate it.
And so then they kind of like hit a pause in their search, because they've been looking everywhere and they haven't been able to find this guy. And then a girl comes up to them that Hifumi recognizes.
Oh.
He's like, oh, she's a customer at the host club I work at. And she's like, Hifumi, the truth is that I'm madly in love with you. And I hated Dopo for getting in my way because he's your roommate. And so I wooed this other guy, the ex-host that you've been trying to find all night. And I had him dump a dead body in your apartment to frame Dopo for murder. And also the dead guy was my husband.
Oh.
And I killed him so I could get with you, Hifumi. And it's like a whole thing. Very convoluted and weird. And then Dopo gets so pissed over this that he goes into a rap boy rage, and the boys start rapping.
行くぞパリだ常識など通用しないパンドラの街新宿今夜もまた居残りとにも隔離もしやっと掃除摩天楼の維持なめだった目口
And they rap so good that everyone else explodes and then confesses to the murder on tape off screen, and so Dopo is no longer being accused of murder.
Yay!
Case closed!
Case closed.
So that's episode 2.
That sounds like an Ace Attorney.
Yeah, kind of,
It seems-
yeah.
all of my knowledge of the law is checks my 3DS. Yep, this is accurate.
So, episode 4
Uh-huh.
is our Mad Trigger Crew gang, our edgy boys.
Edgy boys.
So it opens with Samatoki, our gangster lad, and he's like walking through the city and musing about like, buh, Yokohama is so chaotic and there's so much crime, buh, and then he gets into a fight with some dudes from another gang. He's like, buh, the crime. He meets up with his other rap boys, his other two, the cop and the military guy. And Juto, the cop, he's like, there's a drug deal that's going to happen at this casino, and I want to stop it because I want to get rid of all drugs. And I wrote in my note, spoken like a total narc.
They go in with their dare shirts.
Like, yeah, don't you see, Samatoki? We have to do D. I won't do drugs. A, we won't have an attitude, except we have very much attitude because we're the edgy boys. R, we will respect ourselves. E, we have to educate these boys with our educational rap flow. Let's go.
Let's go.
Anyway, so they go to the casino in disguise, and their disguise is glasses and nice pants.
Ooh, nice pants.
And yeah, they try to watch for the people who are doing this drug deal. However, DAYS, our gambling addicted lad, is also there. He's losing terribly and causing a big scene.
Uh-oh.
And so, like, Rio goes over there and, like, lends him money, and there's a whole skerfuffle of just, like, it's just I get it, you're cameoing, get out of here. You're not in this episode. And then by the time that whole skerfuffle is over, the drug fighting boys, see a bunch of dudes in suits with a briefcase come out of one of the back rooms, and they were like, shit, they must have been here already. We gotta follow them. And so they confront the shady dudes in an alleyway, and they fight. I wrote in my notes here, Rio doesn't need a mic to kick ass because he literally just fucking hand-to-hand whoops their asses.
Nice.
And then they find out that the briefcase was empty. It was a trap because they knew that the rap boys were gonna be waiting for them. And so the briefcase was just bait to, like, lure them away from the real drug deal. And they were like, shit. These people knew where we were gonna be and they knew what we were gonna do. There's obviously a mole in the Yakuza who told these guys what was gonna happen. And I forgot to mention a detail earlier. This is the episode where Samatoki literally gives his whole wallet to a guy, like in an earlier scene. And then that guy, the wallet guy, you find out that his younger sister has been taken hostage and he's the mole because his sister was being taken hostage and he doesn't want to betray the Yakuza family, but he has to because his sister was taken hostage. And so he's the mole.
You could have just told him.
Yeah, because basically when Samatoki finds out what's going on, he just busts into their hideout and, like, fucking they whip their asses with rap and then everything is fine.
みたいハンマーの危険な鳥が遊びじゃねえんだどきな冗談じゃねえただが飛び出すドンドンドンテスタマスターハンマーの危険な鳥が
Yay!
Basically, that's the rest of the episode. Yeah, and so, like, the end thing is the informant guy ends up getting kicked out of the gang, and this is, like, somewhat of a save the cat moment for Samatoki, because, like, you acknowledge the fact that he could have just fucking killed this guy for, like, leaking intel to a rival, like, drug dealer. And he's like, nah, just fucking get out of here. This life isn't cut out for you. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
You're exiled from the family. Go get a real job. Bye. Yeah, and then, like, a couple of times, like, the characters keep bringing up the upcoming division battle, but we still don't really know what that is yet.
No
except
knowledge.
the title of the anime.
Gotcha.
Episode 5!
So the last of our
This is-
subunits, right?
Yeah, it's Fling Posse time. It's our mixed aesthetic boys, and it's also the Scooby-Doo parody.
Oh, wonderful.
Because I was watching this episode, and I got to a certain point, and I was like, holy shit, this is literally a Scooby-Doo
I
episode.
love it. What's being haunted, Star?
Just the entire part of the city that these guys are in. I think they're in Shibuya.
Oh no.
So they're hanging out together, all these rat boys. They're talking about how DAYS keeps spending all his money on gambling. They tease him for it. And then they see like a news report come on talking about how there's been a ton of ghost sightings in the city. And Ramuda's like, I don't believe in ghosts. Ghosts aren't real. And DAYS says, I think ghosts are real. Let's take a bet on it. I bet that ghosts are real. Ramuda bets that ghosts aren't real. And whoever wins the bet gets something from the other person.
Oh, there you go.
So they place a bet on whether or not ghosts are real.
Okay.
Because that's a thing.
That's a thing you can solve?
And so this is the part where they just go around the city at night, and there's a lot of gags about Ramuda getting spooked by things, because he's a little scaredy boy, little scaredy Danganronpa pastel pink hair boy. And one of the places that they passed by is like this music club that has like a horror night Halloween costume party happening. And he like bumps into a dude dressed as Jason and like various zombies and shit. And he's like, oh God, and he runs away. It's funny.
Ghosts.
But I mention it because it's important, so put a pin in that.
Okay.
They end up at this random live house run by a very spooky and emaciated dude who's like, rumors that my venue was haunted started going around, and then no one wanted to perform here anymore, and now I don't have any money because no one will perform here and no one will come watch shows here, and I'm just skin and bones.
Oh no!
Rap boys, would you do a performance at my venue so that people would show up? I'll even give you all the money from ticket sales. And then DAYS is like, money!
Hey.
Sure, we'll do it. Ramuda doesn't want to because it's too creepy, but then eventually they all agree. They go around passing out flyers. I put a note here. This is the closest this show has gotten to traditional iDOL fare because they're passing out flyers for a show. The day of the concert arrives, and only a handful of people show up.
Aww.
And actually, I'm going to go ahead and talk about these characters because they've been in like every previous episode so far, and they will be important later. But as I was watching this anime, I was just like, did these guys matter, or are they just like NPCs in the mobile game who just show up for fun shit? So there's like a group of 3 of them. Their names are like Tom, Rex, and I think Iris is the girl's name. It's 2 guys and a girl.
Okay.
And the leader, Tom, he's like a street photographer, and so you see him like snapping pictures all the time. And they just show up for like 2 minutes in like every episode. And you're just like, what are these guys' deals? Are these like the player characters in the mobile game? What's their shit?
Yes.
Like that's genuinely what I thought they were for a long time.
It's a
Turns out
possibility.
that's not what it is. But yeah, just remember that these guys are here.
Okay.
And so these guys show up, and I'm just going to call them like the photographer crew.
Okay.
They're just like side characters that appear frequently and only sometimes matter in the plot of the episode.
Gotcha.
But they're like, hey, well, haven't you guys heard that like every live house and music club in the city has been haunted, and that's why people don't want to come?
Oh.
And it's like, oh shit. And then there's one club, the club that was having the costume party, has actually been packed every single night because it's the only one that's not haunted. And the boys are like, what in the Scooby-Doo bullfuckery is this, I wonder?
Suspicious.
Suspicious. So the boys are able to figure out that the ghosts that people have been seeing were hallucinations caused by the hypnosis mics.
Oh, I see. Hypnosis.
And so Ramuda is like, well, we should try to do the show again, but I have an idea that we're going to do first. And so he contacts the people from the Sus Club, and he's like, hey, I know you're up to some shit. Meet us at the spooky live house for an ass kicking. And so 3 dudes show up in scary ghost outfits. Complete with like the ghost face mask from Scream on one of them. And they're like shambling around and acting spooky, and there's like a fog machine, so they're all like spooky, and they're like, we're ghosts and it's haunted. But the Rat Boys don't fall for it because they had earplugs in.
Oh, I see.
And so they can't be affected by the Hypnosis Mic stuff, which is something that could have been used in many other later episodes.
Yeah, I
and
see.
literally never comes up again.
No, that sounds so interesting. It has so much potential.
It is very interesting. It does have a lot of potential. It never comes up again.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like you're not utilizing your world building, Hypnosis Mics. If this is a thing and characters are well aware of it, there's all kinds of fuckery they could have pulled with this. But they don't, because it's a little bitty detail in one episode and then it never comes up again.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so the Rat Boys don't fall for it because they had earplugs in, and then the evil club owners are like, okay, fine, yes, we were the ones who were like using Hypnosis Mics to trick the audience
old
members
man
into
Jenkins
thinking
all along.
It was old man Jenkins, and we would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling rap boys.
Yep.
And then Ramada reveals that they've been live streaming this whole thing, revealing the shit to the world.
Oh.
And they're like, no! And then they get trampled by fangirls who run in to watch the Fling Posse performance at the haunted live house.
They get actually murdered.
Those guys actually die. And then the rap battle starts. This is the first rap battle that, oh, no, they rap battle and then the guys get trampled.
Oh, I see.
Sorry.
ちょっとビビってちょっぴりやばい噂の真相飛んでリンスハイビングボースジャストタイム飛んでラウンドダイスゲームだろう呼んでフライデーナイトに光るネオン消し去るあなたの
This is the first rap battle that hasn't ended in an explosion or someone dying, as the dudes just pass out and then get trampled by fangirls who bust in afterwards to watch the
Thus
concert.
actually dying afterwards.
Yeah. The no Shadow Realm for you. The Shadow Realm would be a mercy. So then Ramada's like, haha, I won the bet. Ghosts don't exist. And then they see a picture from the concert and there's a ghost on stage with them. Hashtag spooky.
So spooky.
So that's our first 5 episodes.
Wonderful.
That's like the introduction episodes. Now's the part where it's time for the division battle.
Oh, I see. Division battle. We don't know what that is.
It's a tournament of rapping boys.
That's true, because we can't.
They're going to rap.
We can't have an idol/music anime without some sort of tournament in the middle.
It's the tournament arc for the rap boys.
The tournament arc for the Yu-Gi-Oh boys.
The Yu-Gi-Oh rap boys, yeah. The Rappio boys.
Rappio
which
boys.
just sounds like Cheerios.
Yes.
Anyway, so episode 6. We get a lore dump at the beginning of this episode.
Oh.
So we see the Prime Minister Evil Lady and her assistant Evil Lady. Apparently, the 4 leaders of the 4 main character rap boy groups were once a single unit named Dirty Dawg with a W.
Okay.
Dirty Dawg.
All right.
And so the Prime Minister worries that if these 4 boys collaborate again, they could overthrow the Party of Words government.
Right.
in order to keep them in line, she's pitting them against each other.
Wait, hold on. But we already talked about how, like, there's authorized and, like, legal and not legal microphones. If they're really that scared, couldn't they just, like, unlicense their license to rap?
Sarah, you can't take away someone's license to rap. It's in their souls.
You're right.
You
You're
fool.
right. Go ahead. Why should I have said that?
Rap is freedom, Sarah.
You're right.
We love freedom on this podcast.
Okay. Their
Freedom of speech.
Their government authorized microphones are their freedom.
Fuck the government. Rap is freedom.
Okay.
Yeah. So, they're, in order to keep these boys from collaborating with each other, they're pitting them against each other in something called the division battle. And now it's time for the qualifiers of the division battle. We've met all the boys, and now it's time to watch them fight, basically.
I see.
So here's the thing about the qualifiers. We know that these boys are going against other rap groups. We never see the other rap groups. We only ever see them just, like, cut to the end of their performance and then the winner is the main characters! Yay!
I see.
So these 3 episodes are not about the performance, or not about the tournament. These 3 episodes are about other shit, and then they tack them winning the tournament at the end.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So our first episode is let me read over my, because these like aren't divided up into all the separate boy groups. They're a little bit harder to talk about because they skip around a whole bunch. So we have a short scene at the beginning of Ramuda, our pink-haired Danganronpa lookalike, Skyping someone. We don't see their whole face because they're too close to the webcam, so all we see is like their lips. But we know who it is. It's the freaking Prime Minister's assistant evil lady. And she's like, we expect good results from this tournament. And Ramuda's like, I've already given you results. Who do you think was responsible for breaking up the Dirty Dog? the Leader Boys rap group from the ancient times.
I see.
So we find out
From
that
the
Ramuda
war.
is actually from the war. Yeah, no, there's mention of a war a couple of times in the show, and it never tells you which war
It's
it
the
is.
Ensemble Stars War.
It's the Ensemble Stars War, but no, like, I think in a synopsis somewhere I remember it seeing that this is a post-World War III Japan.
And the
So
World War III is Ensemble Stars War.
I don't know what weapons World War III will be fought with, but World War IV will be waged by iDOLs.
Will be waged with microphones.
Hypnosis microphones. Pew, 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 pew. Anyway. So Ramuda's an evil double agent. This is what we learn, basically. He's working for the government.
What in the Danganronpa is this?
No, Sarah, I told you. He's like the evil guy who plays innocent for most of the game and then dies at the end.
He's
he
our
doesn't die at
he's
the
our
end, but we'll
Danganronpa.
get there. He's our Danganronpa. He's our dirty Danganronpa.
Dirty Danganronpa.
See what I did there?
I love it.
It's a combination of multiple things. That's only funny in the exact context that our podcast brings.
It's so true.
Welcome to Idol Days, the show about idol anime where we say shit that is not funny outside of the context of our show.
You will never be able to explain these jokes to your friends.
Just get them to listen to the podcast and then they'll understand it. Or not, because we're fucking weird.
Yeah, to understand it, they have to listen to all the other episodes and also have an understanding of Danganronpa.
And idol anime, like all of them, every idol anime.
Definitely
even
or
the
the
ones
High
we
School
haven't
Host
covered.
Club.
Or Sonic the Hedgehog, Ace Attorney, Kingdom Hearts,
Fire Emblem.
There's oh god, Sarah, I just realized we have become what we most hate. We have become a series that requires homework to understand in full. The very thing that I bitched about, I think, in the first episode of our podcast. We have become that which we have most hated.
We have.
Oh,
So everyone play the Idol Days mobile game. Do all of the
Idol Gaze?
The Idol Days mobile game.
I heard that. You said Idol Gaze the first time.
The Idol Gaze mobile gaze.
Yeah! That's the spin-off, baby.
Exactly. Roll for all of our SSRs. And once you get the plot from the game, you'll be able to understand at least 2 of our episodes.
Hey, Sarah, if you were a character in a mobile game, doesn't have to be an idle game. If you were a character in a mobile game, what would your special skill be?
Ooh, that's wonderful. I think I would be the type to make just like really, really good high scores. Like I would be able,
just like big points.
Yeah, just like just the bonus points. Like I wouldn't be like a healer, I don't think. And I wouldn't be like a make everyone else stronger because I'm too much of a lone wolf.
A woo.
And I'm definitely not the hurt myself to make myself stronger because I am not in pain right now. Therefore,
My tummy hurts, but I'm being so brave about it.
Therefore, I just make points good.
You're just the points multiplier.
Yes, I think, Starry, you would be the combo up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, something about you makes me feel like you're making our combos better.
I have wisecracks at my disposal.
There we go.
Star uses her special ability, reference to an entirely different anime, to keep the flow going.
Full combo.
Full combo, let's go! And that's funny because I actually do use a lot of those characters in rhythm games because I suck at keeping up my combos.
Well, you're doing great in our auditory idol game.
Yay!
Back to Rack Boys.
Back to Rat Boys. We see like just short little scenes of all the groups prepping for their upcoming qualifiers performances. We get a focus on Ichiro, older brother vibes, for a couple minutes, and he's talking to one of the photographer dudes. And we get up. We get a little info on how the Dirty Dog breakup happened.
Oh, I see.
That boils down to me and Samatoki, the gangster guy. We had a fight, and we knew that the government was the one who instigated it, but now we have beef with each other.
Okay, fair enough. Sure.
Sure, they've got beef.
That's fair.
Because, you know, they got bad blood. We used to have problems. No way. I don't know how that song goes.
I don't know how that song is at all. I don't even know what you're singing.
Well, no, it's like a Taylor Swift song.
Oh, okay.
Bad blood. Because, you know, we got bad blood. Yeah, we used to have mad love. But now we got problems.
I don't think I listened to a lot of mainstream music enough to know that.
Oh, my love. I only know it because of the meme.
Okay, good.
I absorbed so much toxic radiation from being on TikTok.
I don't have any Taylor Swift hate. I'm not familiar with her Hypnosis Micography, which is how I'm going to call discography from now on, is Hypnosis Micography.
I mean, same. I just know that one song because it was a meme for
Wonderful.
a little bit. I have neutral feelings on Taylor Swift.
Same here.
I do have a couple of her songs on my Spotify liked songs playlist, but it's been so long I can't actually remember what any of them are. Anyway, I wrote something dumb in my notes here. I'm just going to read it for you verbatim. The two little brothers, Jiro and Sabuto, they show up to this discussion, and they were like, we saw some posts on Rap 4chan that a bunch of people are wanting to shut down the division battle, and there might be a bomb involved.
Oh, a bomb.
A bomb. They set up us the bomb. We get signal, main screen turn on. All your base are belong to us.
Yes.
More references that people need outside homework to understand. It keeps happening.
Maybe you would be the person to hurt yourself to make it better, actually, Star.
Maybe I just punch myself in the stomach and then I feel better.
Then we score better.
And that's funny because that is actually an ability that one of these Rat Boys has.
I see.
He takes damage, but it makes him stronger. That's our gangster boy's secret special skill.
That makes sense for a gangster boy.
Yeah, I wrote down he has the barbarian skill set. So maybe that is me. I don't know. So yeah, they go to the venue where the prelims are going to be because they assume that's where the bomb is going to be. But then they realize that no, they're not there. They're actually set up a bomb at a power station that services their entire part of the city. Oh, and if that goes off and all the power goes out, then the Rap Boys can't perform in the qualifiers and they can't rap and they won't go to the division battle.
Also, people won't have power, which is pretty bad too.
No, Sarah, the Rap Boys not being able to rap is definitely the most important
that
thing
makes
here.
sense. Definitely.
So they go to the power station and there's a trio of other guys there from a different division. All of these boys are from different parts of Tokyo, and so they're in different rap divisions, and that's what the division battle is. I've mentioned it casually, but I'm putting it here, better late than never. And so these boys I think are from Shinjuku division? I don't know. It's all sub areas of Tokyo, Japan. It's like Manhattan versus the Bronx or whatever. They're all in different areas. And so these guys are from a completely separate area. And they're like, we hate you because you're our rivals. So we're going to make it so that you can't rap anymore. And they're like, okay, rap battle us, bitches. And then they rap battle.
3, 2, 1, let's go! Countdown, 大事な時だ3秒だけやるからおほどきな愛チャックライトマイト本がヒューズ秒でブローマッチでパンチキューズ
Yeah.
And then the brothers win, but they still have to find the bomb.
The bomb is still somewhere.
They set up us the bomb. So they find the bomb, and it's got a timer on it. It's just like a little stick of dynamite sitting on the ground, basically, with a little timer on it.
Okay.
And they find it, and there's only a minute left. And so Ichiro grabs it, and he starts football running off with it.
Oh.
And he's like, we gotta get it away from here. And then the photographer guy shows up with a fucking truck of liquid nitrogen.
Oh.
That was like set up at the first half of the episode,
Sure.
but it wasn't super important to comment on back then. Anyway, they have a truck of liquid nitrogen. And so he's like, chuck me the bomb! And so Ichiro throws him the bomb, and he sticks the bomb inside the liquid nitrogen truck, and then it doesn't go off because something liquid nitrogen is used to like freeze stuff, and bombs can't go off if they're too cold, I guess.
Sure.
Sure. But yeah, like the whole liquid nitrogen things with the Chekhov's gum that got dropped at the start of the episode. And now it's being used to stop a bomb from going off.
Yay!
Yep, and so our very, very last scene, rap battle qualifiers, we fade to credits as they walk on stage, and we know that they're gonna win because they're the main characters.
Yeah, but the other plebs don't matter.
Yeah, who the fuck are these other
We
guys?
don't need any
Not
NPCs
important.
rapping.
No, fuck them. Episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
We have our Matenro boys.
Okay.
Our doctor, host club, and office worker boys.
Yes.
So, it is time, like it is the day of their rap battle qualifiers.
Oh.
And Dopo is at work. He's at his office, and he's like, I need to finish all my work on time so I can leave on time and get to this rap battle. But then his boss comes over, like right at the end of the day, and drops a huge stack of work on his desk.
What a jerk.
And he's like, get this done before you leave today. And Dopo's like, oh no, what do I do?
Workers rise
but
up,
then
Dopo.
Yeah, Dopo needs to join a fucking union, man.
Uh-huh.
Unionize!
Unionize!
Hashtag unionize Hypnosis Mic. Rat boy unions. Anyway, so he's carrying this batch of papers to, I guess, the photocopier or whatever, and then he bumps into another boy at his office, and he drops them all. And then this other guy from his office helps him pick up this huge stack of papers, and is like, hey, you're Dopo from that rap group, right? Here, why don't I take care of all these papers, and that way you can get to your rap battle on time? And Dopo is like, oh no, you don't have to do that. And this new guy, his name is Kazuha, but he doesn't matter, so you don't really have to remember. I'm just going to call him Work Buddy.
Work Buddy.
And Work Buddy's like, well, the truth is that I'm actually kind of a fan of you guys, and you actually have a lot of fans here in this office, so I think it's okay if you want to be a little bit more confident, because you have a lot of people here rooting for you, and I hope you do a good job.
Oh, that sounds nice.
And he's like, aw, yay, friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we see a quick flashback to some of the other groups. We see the brothers win their rap battle. We see Fling Posse win theirs too.
Yay.
Again, we don't see them actually like participating. We just see, and the winner is the Rap Boys.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So one of the photographer guys goes to visit the Matenro boys, the doctor, the host, and the office worker boys. And apparently Jakurai treated him during the war.
Oh, so that's why they're supportive.
Yeah. Which war? IDK.
Ensemble
we never
Stars
find
War.
out. The Ensemble Stars War, yes. That the Rat Boys were apparently also involved in. We skip back to them. We skip back to Dopo, and he is hanging out with his new buddy from the office. Dopo's like getting help with some deliveries and stuff. We find out that this other guy, I think he said he was also in a rap group, but his team sucks and they didn't make it to qualifiers. And he says a couple of like really sus things too that Dopo just kind of brushes off. He's like, well, don't worry. If your boss ever gives you a hard time again, I'll make sure that you never have to worry about him again.
Uh-oh.
And then Dopo's like, okay, cool. How are you going to do that? And his buddy's like, don't worry about
Don't
it.
worry
And
about
then the next day, his boss gets sent to the hospital because he falls down the stairs.
Uh-oh.
But then Jakurai gathers the Rat Boys and tells them there have been a series of burglaries happening during our division battle performances. And also, Dopo, your boss didn't fall down the stairs, he was pushed. How do we know that? I don't know. But the people who have been robbing like all these jewelry stores are using equipment from Dopo's company. That's suspicious. I wonder who could be behind it.
It was Dopo.
Yeah, definitely. So the boys perform again, and another burglary happens, and the boys go and they find Dopo's work friend and like a couple of other guys. They find him at like a dock, and they're trying to get out of Japan.
The betrayal.
He's behind the burglaries, of course. And this plot of this episode is so
It sounds like it sounds like it escalates in the way I will have. We've mentioned before that sometimes episodes would work better as a drama CD, and this feels more like a drama CD to me, plot-wise, than an anime.
Yeah.
It has that vibe.
Like, honestly, all three of these, like, semifinals episodes kind of give me that vibe.
Gotcha.
So he's like, Dopo, you and I are the same, and so I thought that if I did crimes, we could also be famous, but we didn't get famous when we committed crimes, so now we have to leave.
Okay, sure. Bye.
And yeah, and so then the Matenro boys challenge them to a rap battle.
Yeah どうしたって東洋ベビー I'm just like a 一人歩きずっと伸ばす距離痛い重ねたネガフィルムはもう深海 絵の具が混ざる
Rap battle happens, and then the police come and take them away.
I see.
The end.
The end.
The end.
Okay.
So we have a last minute scene with Mad Trigger Crew, our edgy boys. And they win like their first qualifiers match, but then Juto, our cop, gets called away on an urgent job. And then Rio's like, I hope that doesn't interfere with us being able to do qualifiers if he has to do his job. Episode 8.
Okay.
Episode 8, we're gonna pick up right where that left off.
Okay.
Juto has a case. There's an armed robber on the loose, and he's robbed like 3 places, and they haven't caught him yet.
All right.
And he calls in his other boys for help, Samatoki the gangster and Rio the military veteran.
Okay.
And he's like, we can't find this guy, and we have to wrap this up by tomorrow morning, because that's when the rest of
We have
our
to wrap
fight.
this up?
That's... Oh, pain. Pain in my body. So yes, we have to wrap this up before our qualifiers rap battle tomorrow, or else I can't go, because we have to deal with this armed robber, and I cannot take an hour out of my life to go participate in a rap battle when there's an armed robber on the loose. So Juto has his police coworkers who hate him because he works with the Yakuza, aka Samatoki, aka his rat boy buddy. We saw this in the last ep. Chekhov's gun got dropped on the floor. We see them hassling some dudes on the street.
Oh.
And one of the photographer people, the girl one, takes a picture of them hassling randos, and then also apparently takes a picture of them in a bar with the armed robber being buddy-buddy. And I'm like, okay, this is far too convenient. You're telling me that in the middle of a string of robberies, these dirty cops took the armed robber to a bar and just went to hang out with him for a little bit, just long enough for this one random person to take a picture of them, and then just happened to know exactly who to take this picture to. That's some bullshit idol anime, or Rap Boys anime, but anyway. So
I can excuse Mike summoning speakers, but this is illogical.
Is too far. But yeah, so they're able to find out where these 2 shady cops went, and the shady cops end up betraying the robber and zip tie his hands together and try to drown him in the harbor. But then they're like, yeah, now we'll split all the shit you stole 50-50. Bye, bitch. But then the edgy rap boys appear and challenge them to a rap battle, and they do save the guy. That's like the first thing they do.
そこまでだくだらない鳥をカストまるでスペースカウボーイ星を確保もちろんいりません捜査令状闇に葬り去うポーカーフェイス被害 神や神の感情任せ行き当たりばったり
They challenged the cops to a rap battle.
Yeah, they challenged the cops to a rap battle. They're dirty cops, Sarah, so they deserve to get rapped at.
I mean, it's more of the... That's okay, we can go ahead.
They're dirty cops, Sarah, and they need to be punished with rap battles.
No, it's not the ridiculousness is not the boys rapping at the cops. It's the idea of the cops rapping back.
Oh, no, Sarah, I think there's a fundamental misunderstanding here. These rap battles end in one turn.
Oh, okay, that's better. I'm like, I cannot picture this.
Yeah, no, the early episode rap battles are, we're gonna rap at you for like 2 minutes, and then you explode and you don't get a turn.
Oh, okay, phew, that's ridiculous. I can understand this now.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, like,
okay.
I'm sorry if I did not communicate that well enough. All the rap battles we've seen so far have been, I rap at you and you explode in one
So
turn,
it's
and you
less
don't
of
get
a
to rap at me.
battle and more like, I don't know, like a one-turn kill.
Basically, yeah, one-hit KO.
Yes.
One verse KO,
One
really,
verse
I
KO.
guess. It's go. But yeah, so, I mean, listen, the cops do, I think, whip out their mics, but they don't get a fucking chance.
Okay. They have mics.
They're fucking weak-ass scrubs.
They have mics.
Anyway, so, he, instead of killing them or arresting them, Juto stands over them ominously with, like, the little shadow over his face and is like, yeah, you guys, I'm not gonna tell anyone what you guys did, but now you guys are gonna be my slaves and you're gonna help me advance my career. Ha ha ha, I'm Kyoya.
Oh, there you go.
Yep, so that's his shit. And then we cut to them winning their rap qualifier.
Yay.
Who was in doubt? Not me. And then the second half of this episode is our fling posse, little bit. Our aesthetically mixed boys. DAYS has apparently racked up more debt at this random casino, and the other two have to go save him.
That's fair,
And-
but I feel like maybe DAYS should also talk to someone.
Yeah, he probably should. Gambling addictions are rough, guys.
Yeah, it's a real thing, and if you feel like you have it, we joke about gotcha, but even if it is gotcha, talk to people. There's underlying issues, and you can get out of it. There's a way out.
Yeah. Please talk to a licensed professional.
Yes.
If you have a gotcha addiction.
Yes, and just like rapping at someone isn't necessarily gonna fix it.
It is in this case, though.
Oh, okay.
So the other two go to save him, and then the dudes who were like holding DAYS hostage because he spent all his money and now owes them money. These two dudes say, hey, we lost a lot of money betting against your group in a rap battle a while ago.
Oh.
So now we hate you. But we'll make a wager with you.
Oh.
We're gonna have a rap battle against you. Or no, they're not gonna rap battle. Sorry, I'm getting my notes mixed up. It's like, we'll let your buddy go if you can win a gamble with us. And if you lose, we're gonna stick a hairdryer in your mouth and burn your vocal cords so you can't rap anymore.
See, that's a good threat.
Yeah, it is a legitimate threat. And Robin is like, okay.
Okay, sure.
And DAYS is like, don't say yes to this. And Ramon is like, I'm gonna say yes to this, because this will be fun. And then the gambler dudes are, so the rules of the game is they're playing rollies.
Okay.
Basically.
Whoever rolls
They
higher
have, like,
wins.
Yeah, they have 2 6-sided dice, and whoever rolls the higher number wins. And so there's a little thing at the beginning where Ramada says, okay, so what you're saying is that whoever has the highest number on all the faces standing up is the winner, right? And they're like, yes, put a pin in that. So I thought this was a weird line, but then it ends up being relevant. So the dice, the gambling dudes are obviously using weighted dice, and they roll a 12 immediately.
With
And
how
then
many
they're like,
dice are they
"Ha-ha,
rolling?
2
Okay,
2d6s.
gotcha. Oh, okay.
Like, if you're not familiar with D&D terminology, that's
Two
two
six-sided
six-sided dice, like
Two
the type you would
cubes.
find in 2 cubes, most board games. And so then they pass DAYS the pair of dice, but they pass him a pair of dice that's weighted to only roll ones.
Oh.
And so DAYS rolls the dice, but one die lands on a 1 and another dice lands on a corner. Magically.
I see.
And so then there's 3 different sides pointing up, and it maths out to him rolling a 13. And they're like, yay, we won! And then the gambling guys are like, that's cheating! And they're like, you're the ones using loaded dice. And then Dice, like, literally bites one of the dice in half and sees that there's a weight in it. I'm like, how powerful are this man's teeth?
Chomp.
Good God, chompers.
Cromsh.
Do the big cromsh. Yeah, for real. So then, anyway, there's a rap battle now.
Yay.
And then they leave.
思いの手ます Good luck なんて嘘です Goodbye ジャックポットジャックポットこの揃った3人発射枠には用ないからほら終わらせるよゲームオーバー
So now they go on, they win their qualifier at some point earlier. But anyway, end of the episode, we find out that these are our 4 groups who are going on to finals,
What?
obviously.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I know. So we're a little bit more than halfway through, and it's now time for the actual rap battles to start. Let's go. All right. So episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I say it like that? Episode 9
Burger
of
King
the Rap
foot
Boys
lettuce.
show. Burger King foot lettuce. Did you know that Rap Boys keep lettuce in their shoes? Anyway, so episode 9, the 4 groups convene on the venue for the final division rap battle. And they all kind of like all the 4 leaders know each other. So Ichiro, Big Brother, Samatoki, Gangster, Ramada, Pastel, Danganronpa, and Jakurai Doctor. They all know each other because they used to be in a group together.
Yes.
But now they hate each other. The biggest beefs are with Ichiro, Big Bro, and Samatoki, Gangster Boy.
Yes.
They're fighting with each other. And then Ramada, Pastel, Danganronpa, and Jakurai Doctor also hate each other. But it's more centered on Ramada's side, where he's like, I hate you guys, you suck, you're old, yeah. And then Jakurai's just like, what's your problem? What is your deal?
Gotcha.
And like kind of saying he's not mature and things like that, if I remember correctly.
I see. Ramada just doesn't
yeah.
like going to the doctor. I can understand.
Fair. But yeah, so they all whip out their mics to get into a rap battle, but they get interrupted by the venue doors opening, and the evil assistant lady's like, no illegal rap battles outside of my venue.
Okay.
And so they all go inside, and it's time for the first matchup, which is between Buster Bros, the brothers, and Mad Trigger Crew, the Edgy Boys.
Edgy boys.
We get like a little bit of backstory on why these two hate each other. So apparently, during a previous rap battle competition, I guess maybe it was another division battle, I'm not sure, Samatoki... So the scene we see is baffling.
Okay.
We see these boys on stage. And we know that at some point the younger brothers got abducted by the government for some reason.
Okay.
And they're on stage and they're surrounded by an audience, and there's a button on a pedestal on the stage, and Samatoki's gonna press the button. But Ichiro is like on the ground grabbing his ankles being like, don't press that button! If you press that button, my younger brothers will die!
What?
And then Samatoki's like, I don't care!
What?
And then he goes to press the button.
Okay.
And then the flashback ends.
Okay.
And Sarah, we never find out more context. We never get more context. I was waiting for more context after all the rap battles were done, and spoiler alert, we never get more context.
All right. Sure.
Never
Fine.
ever get context for this shit.
Okay.
I assume it's in the mobile game, but I don't want to do homework.
Sure.
And I don't think the mobile game is in English anyways. So.
Gotcha.
Oh, God. Anyway, so that's why they hate each other. Oh, and then Samatoki hates Ichiro because he blames Ichiro for his younger sister leaving him.
Oh,
He's
I
got a
see.
younger sister. She's an adult. She is of age, but she's like the younger sister. And she's like, I believe the things that Ichiro told me about you, and I can't even stand to look at you anymore. And I'm leaving to go work for the government. And he's like, no, my sister can't work for the government. And he's mad about it now.
see.
He's like, Ichiro, it's your fault that my sister left. And Ichiro's like, Samatoki, it's your fault for almost pressing the kill my brothers button. Oh! And that's why they hate each other.
Yeah, okay, yep, that sounds justified.
So that is the beef.
Okay.
And now it is time for the tournament to begin.
They're going to talk
We
it
get
out
the rules.
by
We're going to
rapping.
wrap it out. We're going to wrap it out. The rules are there is a 30-minute time limit for these rap battles. The groups will rap at each other.
Okay.
And they will try to either knock out their opponents or knock them out of the ring.
Like
And then the
Beyblades.
last team's like Beyblades. And then the last team standing wins.
Oh, okay, sounds great.
Yeah, so that is the rap battle rules. It's very gamey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so this is the part where I wrote them down kind of like Pokemon battles. These are the best scenes in the anime, though.
Wonderful.
Like, visually, they are very cool. It's like watching a fucking shonen anime boss fight, but there's not too much talking in the middle. There's like a little bit of talking between verses, and then they immediately jump into the rest, and the entire fight is wrapped up in like 10 minutes.
Wrapped up.
So, like, wrapped up. I had a hard time finding these on YouTube, which is why I didn't send you any. But if you're interested in this, these are very cool. And if you can find a place to watch them, I would highly recommend because these are very cool to watch.
Cool.
Like, the rap battles are always the best part of this show. They're very, very cool to look at. Each group has such like a solid aesthetic. They're just, the visuals are very cool. They've always got like the text popping up and it just, with the lyrics, and it just looks very cool.
Nice.
Also, I think this is the rap battle where the phrase "fuck the police" is used.
I agree. Fuck
In
the police.
English. Hi, hello, editing star here. I got it wrong. The "fuck the police" line is in the song they sang in the previous episode. Anyway, that's all. So I'm just gonna give you the beat by beat of how this rap battle plays down.
Okay.
So Jiro, middle brother, runs up first, fighting against our cop boy.
Fuck the police.
Fuck the police. So they rap at each other first, and then Saburo, youngest brother, versus Ryo, military guy, and then Ichiro versus Samatoki. I wrote, this is the part where I realized that trying to write this out was like a Pokemon battle. We find out that Samatoki has barbarian rage strats and gets stronger when he takes damage from other rappers rapping at him.
You mentioned
so now the bros are at a disadvantage. But Ichiro also has some kind of special rap boy ability, and we don't get told what it is. We see him use it. No one explains how it works, and it doesn't work anyway, because it doesn't kill Samatoki, and then he just like uses his rap ability, and they all go down. So the brothers lose, and the edgy boys win.
Gasp.
I forgot to ask you to place your bets on who was gonna win before this match.
I would have bet the opposite way.
Yeah,
Unexpected.
because like the brothers are kind of like, they have the most main character
They
energy,
do.
but they cannot triumph over edgy boys apparently.
I see.
Okay, so Magic the Crew wins.
Okay.
Mad Trigger Crew, our edgy boys. They are the winners of the first fight.
Yay.
Episode 10. So while they're still on stage, the two leaders, Ichiro and Samatoki, trash talk each other for a second, but Samatoki gets snapped out of it because he thinks he sees his younger sister in the crowd because she works for the government, and this is a government facility, and he thinks he sees her for a second. He's like, oh, sister! And he doesn't do anything about it.
Gasp.
So we see the bros like lamenting their loss afterwards, but they're like, we're still good at rapping, even if we didn't win this fight, we're still good. Yay, brotherly love.
Yay.
And then we get a scene with Ramuda, our pink boy, our pink backstabbing boy, and he goes to meet with the evil assistant lady and is given a secret weapon, a quote-unquote true hypnosis mic.
Okay. And
Which is apparently... Do you want to guess what it does, Sarah?
does it put you to sleep?
permanently.
Oh, wait, but the other ones don't?
So apparently what this does is it almost guarantees victory to the person who uses it, but apparently using it is so taxing that it is implied that it would kill Ramuda.
Oh.
And so they don't want Ramuda anymore. They want the Dr. Jakurai because of his super special secret rap skill, which is his healing thing that I don't think he's used yet. He doesn't use it until the rap battles toward the end, but that is the thing that he has. And we could have assumed that this is an ability he has once they break out. Oh yeah, these rap boys have special abilities.
The doctor would probably heal. Yes.
Yeah, the doctor's probably the healer. Yeah. But at this point we have not seen it yet, so we don't know what kind of super special skill he has that the government wants. And Ramuda's mad because he's like, they're making me sacrifice myself so that they can get Jakurai. This is bullshit. And then, okay, slight rewind.
Okay.
We have seen Chekhov's guns in previous scenes, just short snippets, that Jakurai at some point had a little assistant guy. And at some point, Ramuda used a hypnosis mic to put this guy in a coma. And that was part of why the group broke up.
Yeah, that would be part of it.
That would be part of it, yeah. We see just little bitty flashes of Ramuda absconding, basically, after putting this guy in a coma. And he's still in a coma, and Jakurai's like, I want to find out why he did it. And I want to find out, what the deal is with the government. And all this stuff. And so, fast forward to the present day, Ramuda's like, wait, how am I going to get out of this? I could just run away, but then if I run away, I'm dead anyway. Should I stay or should I go? And so he starts getting real pissed. He's like, God damn it, how dare they do this to me? I know, I'll just put Jakurai to sleep just like I did his assistant. And then using the hypnosis mic might kill me, but at least these bastards won't be getting what they want because they're betraying me, so I will betray them. And I'll sort of kill Jakurai too by putting him in a coma with a hypnosis mic. Let's go. So that's his plan. The rap battle starts. It is Fling Posse versus Matenro. Would you like to place your bets now, Sarah?
Fling Posse's probably going to lose because they're setting him up for failure. That's my guess.
Alrighty, so rap battle starts. Dopo goes out first, but he's nervous and he stumbles over his words too much. He doesn't do a very good job, and then for the rest of the fight, he is in the fetal position in a corner.
Okay.
And then DAYS jumps in, sweeps him and Hifumi aside in one verse.
Whoa.
Yeah, and everyone's like, whoa, that gambling guy is really good at this shit. And then Hifumi goes up, and he goes straight for Gentaro, the writer boy. The writer boy shoots back a verse, and then it's Jakurai v. Ramuda. And Ramudai's turn is up. He's acting super fucked up. He's kind of hunched over, and he's got his arms dangling like an anime character who's about to do some shit.
I see.
And he goes for the mic in his jacket pocket that, no one else knows he has. But DAYS grabs his hand. He's like, hey, I'll give you some of my good luck. And then Gentaro was like, you've been acting real fucking weird all day. You need to start acting more like the hero that I know that you are.
I see. Turning around.
And Ramuda has a heel turn, or a face turn, I guess. I don't know wrestling terms. And then he's like, yeah, you're right. Fuck the government. And so then he delivers his verse in his usual kind of cheery poppy style, betraying his orders. And the evil ladies are watching, and the evil secretary lady goes, tisk. Tisk. He's not following his orders. And then Matenro looks pretty bad off. It looks like they're gonna lose. But Jakurai does a verse and reveals his healing ability, and Hifumi is able to get back up because he's got better vibes now. And then Ramuda gives their last verse, and it looks like they've won. But then Dopo's trap card activates now that he's suitably pissed, and he takes all three of them out in one verse.
Whoa.
It just fucking destroys them, and they all literally get knocked out of the ring. Basically. And then, yeah, Matenro wins!
Yay, I was right.
Yup, and then this episode ends with the government lady going tisk and being like, Ramada didn't use the mic, how dare he not follow my orders?
Dun 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 dun.
And now it is episode 11. We got 3 more.
Oh.
1 more episode of rap battles and 2 episodes of...
I'm so afraid of what happens in the last 2.
So, in the aftermath of the fight, the Fling Posse boys are chilling out in their green room, and the other 2 boys are acting pretty normal, but Ramada's like, fuck. What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
What do I do? And he's like having this mental breakdown because he's like, if I run away, the government's going to go after my other 2 boys, and I don't want that to happen. Hey, other 2 guys, let's leave immediately.
Let's leave the country.
And then they're like, well, why? I want to stay and watch the last fight. And then he's like, well, you know, if we leave now, it'll be really easy to catch a train back because there's not going to be anyone else on the train. And, you know, everyone's so distracted by the rap battles that we can just go shopping and there won't be anyone around. It'll be super nice. And they're like, oh, yeah, I guess you've got a point. And so they leave.
Oh.
Or, I mean, they start leaving. We'll come back to them.
I see.
So we cut back to the other groups. We see them all thinking about finals and their various backstories, etc. Samatoki goes for a walk, sees his sister for a minute, tries to chase her down, but she goes into a room he's not allowed to go in, and he tries to start a fight with the people who are keeping him from getting in the room. And then Jakurai, Doctor Guy, shows up, and then he's like, hey, don't start a fight. And then they go outside, and they talk for a moment about stuff and things.
And
then it's time for the final fight.
Final fight?
The final fight! So this is Mad Trigger Crew, our edgy boys, versus Matenro, our sort of underdog style team.
Heck yeah. Place
your bets!
Ooh, I'm gonna pick Matenro because there's a healing man.
All right, so first is Juto, our cop, and he targets Dopo first, and Dopo shoots back. Then it's Rio, our military guy, versus Hifumi, our host club boy. And then we have a 2v2 with the 2 side boys versus the 2 side boys. The Magic the Crew, I wrote MTC in my notes, and I keep wanting to say Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering.
It's not what it is. It's Mad Trigger Crew. They are not taking a whole lot of damage, and they are hitting a lot harder than the Matenro boys are. And so the Matenro boys are starting to, again, not look like they're doing super good. Jakurai goes up, and he heel raps at his boys. And then Samatoki v Jakurai as Jay continues to just use his healing buffs.
Oh, I see.
But the other 2 Matenro boys are still looking pretty bad. And then all 3 of the Magic the Gathering boys hit back all at the same time. But thankfully the Matenro boys were healed up enough they were able to get back up and hit back with some sick raps. Rio and Juto, our 2 side Magic the Gathering boys, push Samatoki out of the way and take the full hit so that Samatoki can deal the final death blow.
I see.
And so the 2 of them go down, and then it's just Samatoki versus Jakurai. They're the only 2 left at this point, because at some point the other 2 Matenro boys also went down. So Jakurai gathers all of his strength in one last verse, and his rap summons a giant golden wolf that attacks Samatoki and just fucking destroys him. And Matenro wins!
Yay!
Yay! Sarah, you were right.
Thank you. I am glad that the doctors won. Wait, hold on. Is this a metaphor for the big pharma industry and their role in...
Big Pharma's destroying the rap industry.
I'm just saying the Dare Boys versus Big Pharma. This is a social commentary.
Oh no, but Sarah, Jakurai's a good doctor.
Oh, okay, I see. But doesn't he have a dark side?
I mean, he's got an edgy boy side, but that's more like hitting dudes in balls with pool balls and not big pharma conspiracy shit.
Okay, gotcha. So he's not writing prescriptions for opioids and thus making problems in Japan's health industry.
We would assume so, yes.
Okay, good.
There's no evidence for that.
Okay, good.
He's repeatedly described as a very nice man.
Okay, I appreciate his ethical doctoring.
Ethical doctoring, less than ethical whacking in the balls with other balls.
Look,
But he only does that when he needs information, Sarah.
and
so
he
he's
can
still a good
always
guy.
use his healing powers after if it's necessary.
Yeah, he'll give you your balls back once you've earned them. Anyway. So, where did we leave off?
They won.
Okay, yes. So, episode 12. Last two episodes are where the clusterfuck
Okay.
begins. So we cut to the government ladies,
Dun,
the evil
dun.
government ladies. And they say that, like, their plan to get Jakurai on their side didn't work out. And so the assistant says, well, the winners will be praised by the people as heroes.
Oh,
So I think that
Wait, why?
well, you know, because, like, the people love these rap boys because they're
Okay.
the ones that won.
all right.
They're like the gladiators of this
Okay.
rap-based economy. They love the rap boys, and these boys are the ones who won.
Okay.
But now the government's like, hey, I have an idea. What if instead of just getting Jakurai, what if we kidnap and brainwash all of the rap boys? And I'm like, why was that not the plan from the
Yeah,
beginning?
like, why didn't you do that before all of this, actually?
Why was that not always the plan?
Yeah.
People already loved these rap boys. These rap boys were already heroes. We saw plenty of this. They're fighting drugs, and, like, the people fucking love these guys already. Why did you need to have a tournament?
Oh my
Aside
gosh.
from the fun and joy of watching the rap boys fight.
Wonderful.
The answer is you didn't.
No.
I'm glad it happened because it was fun to watch, but you didn't need the tournament if this was going to be a thing that you could have done from the beginning.
Yep.
And it probably would have been easier to kidnap and brainwash them when they weren't all together like this.
Yes, definitely.
Anyway, so the Matenro boys are in their green room, and just kind of one by one, they all get summoned to meet with the Prime Minister. But then when they go out in the hallway, surprise, it's an ambush!
Again.
Again, yeah, and so just in various ways, they all get away. The Fling Posse boys have already left at this point, and so they're on the run. But then the other three groups, the Bros, the Edgy Boys, and the Doctor Squad, they all end up kind of like, they're running away, and then they meet up in the hallway, and they're like, hey! Spider-Man pointing at each other. Are you running away too? Yeah, we're running away too. Come on, let's run away.
Okay. Where are they going to? What are they going to do?
They're leaving.
Oh.
Oh, also, it's not super important, but I would like to point out that the special ops forces for the government are girls in cat suits wearing cat ear motorcycle helmets, like the one character from Doo-Da-Da-Da.
Oh, I see.
But
Wonderful.
they're black with neon pink accents.
Oh.
It's because, you know, girls are the ones who run
Gaslight
the
Gatekeep Girl
government.
Boss.
Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss. Yes, exactly. This is the Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss
I see.
timeline. And the Prime Minister is absolutely in the Bitchy Shiho text line.
This
That is my
this
headcanon now.
this is how we get to Love Life. They're trying to get rid of all the guys.
I was about to be... Well, Sarah, that's the thing, though. I remember in our previous Love Live episodes, we talked about how there are no... so boys, dads, and teens are the three qualifications of men. There are boys in Love Live, and there are dads in Love Live, but
No
there are
teens.
no teens. I think this is where all the teens went.
I think you're right.
This is the alternate timeline that they have to hang out in until they have dad energy, and then they can go back to the Love Live
Okay,
timeline.
yes, I agree. Sold.
They have to live in this rap world for a little bit, and that's where they all went.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense to me, actually.
Until they have a child, and then they're allowed to immigrate back into the Love Live timeline.
Yes,
Where
absolutely.
there is not an evil rap-based government. I told you! This is my AKB0048!
Oh, I'm so happy.
This is the wildest shit. Anyway, so I'm reading through here because I just covered a lot of my notes very quickly. Okay, so Fling Posse is already like running through the secret tunnels under the venue. And Ramada is still fighting, or still lying about why they're leaving. And the other boys are like, why are we really leaving, Ramada? And Ramada's like, oh, well, the truth is that there is a government plot to kidnap and brainwash people. And I don't want you guys to get involved. And I only know about it because I overheard them talking about it in the hallway. Haha, I'm Ramada. I'm a good boy and I'm not involved at all. Cough.
He's not sharing with his teammates.
I know. And so the other boys are like, well, that's shitty. We shouldn't leave the other groups to fend for themselves. We should go back and help. And Ramada's like, I don't want to, but okay, fine.
Nice.
Yes. So we cut to the other three groups making their way through the tunnels under the venue. But they get trapped and ambushed. Oh, I forgot. There was an important thing earlier. While they're running through the venue trying to escape, they run into the photographer guys. Like the trio of photographers. And they're like, here, we can help you guys get out. Follow us.
Oh.
But then the photography guys lead them into a trap and reveal that they've been working for the government. And they have their own rap group called Secret Aliens.
What? I love that, actually. That's a great name for a group.
The mysterious fifth evil rap group.
Incredible, actually. I'm a fan of Secret Aliens.
No, they actually, like, their one song that they get is, like, actually my favorite song.
Wow, I'm so happy.
I didn't send it to you because I didn't want spoilers, but I can send it to you after this. It's legitimately, like, so funky. And it's so fucking good, actually.
I'm so happy.
Bring it in. Look up in the sky. 争ってばっかじゃ何もできない Yeah.
You and me both. But yeah, so they reveal that the rap boys are too powerful and they could pose a threat to the government. And then if they overthrow the rap-based government, they could cause the world to go back to normal, not rap violence. And they don't want that because they've worked overseas with like refugee organizations. And so they think that the rap-based civilization is significantly better. And they don't want to go back to normal wars where people die. They want to keep the regular wars
where people just die of rap.
Get rapped at, where they die of rap and get sent to the shadow realm.
I was gonna say this world is actually pretty violent sounding, actually.
Yeah. So then the Secret Aliens bust out their rap song, and again, it is extremely funky.
Wonderful.
This song also answers the question that I had throughout this entire series: is do the hypnosis mics work if you don't rap? And the answer is yes, because for this one song, the girl in Secret Aliens does not rap. She sings the chorus, and the other two guys are rapping alongside her.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, I love this jam, but they're the villains, question mark.
They're the Secret Aliens.
They're the Secret Aliens. Also, I feel important to point out that there's the main guy, Tom. He's got a very impressive, like, neck collar tattoo type thing. But then the second guy, he has purple hair, and his name is Rex, and he's just a dinosaur man.
I love him. He's T-Rex.
He's just a dinosaur man. Yeah, no, he's like literally his first name starts with a T, I think. And so he is T-Rex. And so when he raps, a bunch of dinosaurs show up.
Because the government is aliens and is lizard people.
Because the government is aliens, is dinosaurs. They're hiding the dinosaurs from us.
They're hiding the dinosaurs from us.
God damn them. Storm Area 51, find the secret aliens and the dinosaurs.
Release the dinosaurs.
Release the dinosaur tapes. Hillary Clinton has dinosaur-related emails in her inbox, and I want to see that. Release the dinosaur tapes. Anyway, that's the most political.
The ancient Egyptians could not have built the pyramids with the tools they had. They must have been writing dinosaurs.
They must have been getting help from the dinosaurs. Obviously. The aliens, who are also dinosaurs, came from an alternate dimension and built the pyramids.
Aliens.
And now they're walking among us in humanoid flesh suits because they are the lizard people invading the government. God. we've stepped away from idol themed conspiracy theories, and now we're just in regular conspiracy theories.
You're
I
right.
can't believe that Hypnosis Mic reveals the truth about the American government and the secret dinosaurs that they've been hiding.
Secret ancient alien dinosaurs.
See, they're ancient aliens because they're dinosaurs.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy fucking shit. Oh god. Anyway,
Sorry, you
anime.
broke me.
I'm not sorry. There's a breaking point for me.
Oh my god.
I get points for breaking Sarah. I've
Yeah,
done it.
You did it. Anyways, Hypnosis Mic.
Hypnosis Mic. So they engage in a rap battle. Secret Aliens dishes out their funky verses. The rap boys are hit pretty hard. And all of their special microphones de-transform. And then the government lady turns out that she has a magical device called a hypnosis canceller, which stops the hypnosis mics from working.
You
but
could have
only
done
the
this-
ones that she wants to stop working.
She could have done this at any point.
She could have done this at any point, but she saved it for when it would be most impactful.
I see.
Yeah, so anyway, all the boys are flopped on the ground, and they're like, oh no, what do we do? Shit! But then, all the lights go out, and we cut to the Fling Posse boys, who have hacked the control room, and they shut off all the lights and started the fire alarm.
Oh.
And the other boys use the cover to escape in the
I
darkness.
see.
So, meanwhile, the Fling Posse boys get cornered by the government folks, including the evil lady, who's the assistant who goes tisk. And Ramuda still has the true hypnosis mic.
Oh.
And he brings it out to use
Chekhov's
it on the
microphone.
evil lady. But she has the hypnosis canceller.
Oh, no.
And it doesn't do shit anymore. And the Fling Posse boys get captured.
Uh-oh.
Episode 13.
Okay.
The assistant lady has taken Ramuda and she berates him for not following his orders. And she's about to have him killed by using a microphone firing squad on him in the hallway.
Because microphones are so much better than weapons.
Well, see, the thing is that, like, Sarah, anyone can fire a gun, but it takes a true savant to rap battle someone to death.
I see.
So just before they're about to be put to hypnosis mic death, the photographer guys appear, and they're like, hey, we should use them as bait to lure out the ones who escaped. And they're like, oh, interesting. Okie dokie, let's do that instead. So the other three groups have all made it out safely. And they're just all kind of like catching their breath, but they're real worn out from this escape, and they're all super tired.
Yes.
And Ichiro, big bro, gets a call from the leader of the photographer guys. And he's like, I want a fair rematch, because we were working with the government, yes, but we wanted a fair match between you guys, and we don't think that it's fair that we won because the other lady had a hypnosis canceller. And also, we have Fling Posse, and we were challenging you to a rematch, and if you want them, you gotta come get them. And everyone's like, this isn't sus at all.
Nope. Seems legit.
It seems legit. So Samatoki tries to go by himself, but Ichiro and Jakurai have also followed him. And then they go to meet on a bridge at night, and it's very funny because this bridge is a normal bridge that there's traffic on, but you see a very quick shot of the police have just blocked off traffic from this entire bridge, and there's like cars honking because they literally can't get out.
Oh no.
And they're just stuck on this bridge while a rap battle happens.
Uh-oh.
It was like, that's shit.
Yep.
That sucks. They couldn't have let these guys off the bridge before they started their rap battle? Whatever. Anyway. So they hand over the Fling Posse boys, and the four leaders Ichiro, Big Bro, Samatoki Gangster, Ramada, Pastel Boy, and Jakurai Doctor all agree to work together just this once, and it's a revival of their previous rap group, Dirty Dog.
Which is what the government was afraid of.
Exactly. But the government's not here. It's just these random photographer guys who are working for the government.
The ancient aliens.
The ancient aliens, yeah. So they now commence the rap battle.
Oh.
So Jakurai first heals all the boys so that they're all up in tip-top shape. And then Iris, the girl from the secret ancient aliens, her skill is she can buff shields.
Oh.
And so Samatoki hits them with a really big rap laser, but they withstand it thanks to the buffed shields. And then the T-Rex man blasts them with his speaker dinos. And then Ichiro and Ramuda hit them back together, and it's very impressive.
Yeah.
And then Tom, the leader of the Secret Aliens rap boys, hits back with a big hit, and he makes hologram duplicates of himself and the others, and they're like, oh god, what do we do now? What do we do now? This is looking really bad. But then the rest of the rap boys appear.
Brr, 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 brr.
All four groups are reunited, and they all sing the opening song together.
Of course they do.
Or, I mean, it sounds very similar to the opening. I'm pretty sure it's the same track used in the opening, but the lyrics are different. Because they've modified their rap lyrics to fit the situation. That's what they do.
I see.
And their rap is so powerful that they make a rainbow rap tornado that causes a huge pastel light explosion on the bridge, and the secret dinosaur alien people are defeated.
Team Rocket's blasting off again.
The power of rap and also friendship's triumphs.
Yay! Friendship.
And then
friendship
the
wink.
the secret aliens trio, the photographer trio, is like, how did we lose? And Ichiro's like, it's easy. You guys simply forgot that rap is fun. And Tom,
Is that what they learned?
yes! It's literally it, because Tom is like, you know what, Ichiro, you're right. I taught my teammates to use rap as a weapon, but I forgot to teach them how to enjoy it, and that's why we lost.
I see. So wise.
It is at this point in the episode, we've only got 5 minutes left, and this is the part where I realized we are never getting closure on any of that weird backstory shit that was brought up for drama, and we're never gonna find out why Samatoki wanted to press the kill the younger brothers button.
Yeah, or like the whole deal with the government, really.
Yeah, we're never gonna figure any of that shit out, because like the sun rises. Oh no, wait, shit, we have to do the real bonker shit first.
Oh.
So the rap boys start planning their getaway, but then the government is here. And I'm just gonna read you what I wrote in my notes, because I don't think I could explain this any better. The photographers, we learned in a previous episode, they volunteer at a refugee camp in another country. And the Party of Words government has been sending that refugee camp aid in exchange for the photographer people to work for them.
Okay.
But then they say, oh, but we know that you don't actually work for the government. You work for the guy who invented hypnosis mics. And then we get a brief little cutaway to some random guy that we've never seen before, sitting on a couch and smoking a cigarette, and he smirks. And then we cut back to that, and we're like, we don't know who that guy is.
Gotcha.
And then Saburo, youngest brother, reveals that he's been recording this entire conversation and threatens to stream it to show the way the government does things. But I'm pretty sure that people already know how shitty the government is, so I'm not sure how much that would actually do. But the evil government lady says, Tisk, how could you do such a thing? You've caught me red-handed. I'm going to kill all of you. And then just as the fight is about to break out, the assistant lady gets called away by the prime minister. And all the boys just get to go without having to do any sort of fight.
Yay.
Or any sort of anything to get away. They just get set loose, scot-free, free and easy because of a phone call from the prime minister for no goddamn reason.
Yay!
There is no goddamn reason why she should have let them go. She had them they were right there. And then the prime minister was just like, forget it, we don't need them anymore. And I'm like, don't you? Don't you need them? They're right there. They are right there. All you would need is a fucking net. And you could just grab them and just take them back and brainwash them like you were saying that you wanted to do. That was your plan. And now that your plan was foiled, you can get them now and you don't have to lose. But then you're just going to decide to lose arbitrarily because, oh no, we've got another plan. And we skip back to the prime minister's office and Samatoki's younger sister is there, as well as this mysterious weirdo in like a pimp cape and a fedora, who we assume, I think, is the creator of the Hypnosis Mics. And they're like, we have a new plan now. And that's for season 2. And we're never going to get closure on that shit. I don't know if the show's ever getting to season 2. But yeah, the sun rises on the bridge and the rat boys discuss their various beefs with each other and rivalries. And with only like 2 minutes left, it becomes obvious we aren't getting closure on any of those side plots that got hinted at and brought up for drama and then dropped on the floor.
It's because they want you to play the mobile game and spend money on it.
They want you to play the mobile game and watch season 2 if and when it comes out.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then it ends.
Yay!
And then it ends.
Yay!
And that's Hypnosis Mic, baby.
Incredible.
So that's the Rat Boys show. I'm gonna take a sip of my water.
I am amazed and astonished that we figured out how the Love Live universe ties into this somehow, but we did it.
We did it.
I like how there's the Danganronpa guy. And
I wonder if anyone has ever challenge for any artists who listen to our podcast, draw Ramada from Hype Mic in the Danganronpa art style. I'll wait.
I'm sure it exists. This Danganronpa looking motherfucker.
Danganronpa looking. I'm just gonna look it up real quick. Sarah, tell me what you thought about Hype Mic while I look up Danganronpa Ramada.
Well, it sounds interesting. It sounds like the pacing is very inconsistent. And
yes.
It also it sounds like a wild ride.
It very much is. Okay, apparently some people ship Ramuda with one of the characters from Danganronpa, so this is not entirely unfounded. The first 3 results for Danganronpa Ramuda is Ramuda with this guy with the checkered scarf, who I think is in the 3rd game.
There we go.
That's a thing. Anyway. Hypnosis Mic. So my final notes, the first 5 episodes were fucking great. I fucking loved it. I had a blast with them. Again, there may have been some, like, faults to them. I will not deny this. However, I was having so much goddamn fun, I didn't care. It was just, like, introducing the world and the mechanics of this rat boy, and the fact that they all take it, like, so seriously. The fact that they can just wrap other people into exploding and going to the Shadow Realm was just fucking amazing.
Wonderful.
And I was, like, gleefully texting you, Sarah,
yes,
every time something wild happened.
I'm very happy you got to enjoy something ridiculous, Star.
I know. It's just like, this has felt like a balm, like the first 5 episodes at least, felt like a balm for my soul after my slight mental breakdown in one of our previous episodes where I was like, I want to watch a good show! and I'm like, oh yay, finally some good fucking food. And yeah, the ending was messy as shit, but I still, I thoroughly enjoyed this show.
Yeah.
Like, despite its flaws. It's messy. It's a mess. But I thought it was very fun and very funny. And I like these boys.
Yay.
And, like, the animation quality is pretty good throughout. There weren't any, like, major lack of budget blips that I noticed. There was a little bit of 3D used in the rap scenes. But, like, overall, they were animated pretty well. And, like, the rap battles looked super good.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I genuinely did enjoy this show.
Yay.
And it was a lot of fun. It was a clusterfuck. I had fun, but it was a clusterfuck I had fun with.
Good. I'm happy for
and
you, Star.
I wrote in my notes, wow, mobile game writing translated to anime. I can smell it. I can smell it on your Hype Mic.
Incredible.
Anyway, so that's the show.
How wonderful. I enjoy how ridiculous it is.
Oh, yes.
There are other
So
adjectives, but it sounds amazing.
Oh no, yes, it was a lot of fun. If you want something wacky, if you enjoyed AKB0048 and want a show where the boys say fuck, maybe give this one a try because it was a lot of fun.
There
in my
you go.
opinion. It's dumb, stupid fun.
Yeah.
But like in an affectionate way.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so this show came out in like 2020, I think. So it's been a few years since it came out. I'm wondering if they're ever going to get a second season. Because I don't think anything has been announced yet.
I guess it
if
just
they do,
depends on how well their mobile game's doing, probably.
That's true. That is true. Because, yeah, we may never get closure on a lot of this shit. Like, there was another thing that I never even brought up, that Rio, our soldier boy, he has, like, his commander is in, like, a prisoner of war prison at the complex where the final rap battles take place.
Yeah, of course.
And so he wanted to, like, bust out his guy, and, like, that was a motivation he had. We had Jakarai's friend in a coma that Ramuda caused, and we never got any additional. We have the kill my younger brothers button, and we never get enough context for that shit.
Yep.
We never find out what the deal with the sister is.
Nope.
Play the mobile game, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
I'm
so.
mildly terrified that if they ever get a second season, it's gonna be more like the last handful of episodes, as opposed to that were a clusterfuck, as opposed to the first couple of episodes that I had a lot of fun with.
Gotcha.
That would be my fear for an eventual second season, is that it just stops being fun. That is my fear. Because the best part of the show is the fact that it's very silly and very fun. And it's not like tee-hee, ha-ha, gags and jokes silly. I mean, it is that at times. But it's just the way it is presented is very comedic.
Like,
and
ridiculous in, like, a JoJo way.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's like everyone takes the rap battle so goddamn seriously. And it's just a ridiculous concept, and I love it. And the first few episodes where they were just playing with it, I had so much fun with. But then later, once they started introducing more shit and sad backstories, I'm like, okay, this isn't as fun anymore.
Gotcha.
And so I'm worried that if there ever is a second season, it's going to be more like the last episodes than the first episodes. That is my fear.
I see.
But I guess we'll see if they ever even get a second season. So yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Anyway, I'm done talking about this Rat Boy show.
Yay!
We've talked for 2.5 hours straight. Now I want to go turn my air conditioning back on because it's hot in my home.
Star rapped for 2.5 hours straight.
Hey, yo, my name is Star. I'm not good at rhyming. Sarah, what's the next anime we're watching?
Well,
Because the next one is going to be a pseudo both of us episode.
Yes, it is a pseudo both of us episode. It's one where Star has already watched it back like when it came out. It's a multiple season show, but we're only going to talk about the first season.
And I've only seen the first season, so if we ever do more seasons, then I'll probably watch it as well. But like this one's just going to be I've seen this before, and now I want Sarah to watch it because I know she's going to love it.
And from my understanding, it's idol adjacent, but there's a lot of idol tropey things in it.
It's more idols than this show was.
There we go.
I'll give you that.
So Star, if people want to find us on the internet, where can they find us?
We've got a website, idoldays.card.co. That's idoldays.carrd.co,
Wahoo.
or idoluminati.net.
Hey.
And we also have social media where you can follow us and see our various shenanigans. Sarah, what's our socials?
We are on Twitter and Instagram at IdolDaysPod. That's at IDOLDAYSPOD. And both on our website and our social media, you can find links to our Discord. Join us. Talk about your rap battle boy theories.
I may have posted I do more than Sarah just because I'm an oversharer and I just want to talk about the dumb shows that I'm watching. I posted a couple of hints about what I was watching, like my reactions with no context, and people were trying to guess what show I was watching. So there's that. People post like news about different Idol franchises. If you have a show you desperately want us to watch, you can definitely suggest it.
Yeah.
Join our Discord. It's fun. It's chill. It's pretty quiet most days. But occasionally we do get into very heated arguments about outfits. So, and also all of the links we just said, depending on your podcatcher that you're listening to this on, should be hyperlinked in the description. So if you want to go check that out, that is the easiest way to find those.
And so This has been Idol Days.
We've been Lady.
See you next live.
Bye.
Yay.
Rap
boys.
boys.
Oh,
Rap boys. That's a wrap on the Rap Boys. Fuck, we should have put that in the
Oh,
episode.
that's a wrap on the Rap Boys.
Oh.